as the Cal Bears take on North Carolina, the first ever meeting between these two football programs. It's our ACC Network Game of the Week, and we are so glad to have you with us this afternoon in Chapel Hill. Tom Wormy, along with Dave Archer. DJ Shockley will join us from the sidelines in just a moment. Well, as our studio crew talked about, Dave, an amazing season in the ACC last year. We turn the page now to 2017, and for North Carolina today, Larry Fedora tells us, their head coach, we will see two quarterbacks in action.
Tight battle, Tom. We will see two quarterbacks. It'll start potentially with Brandon Harris, the transfer from LSU. He has 13 career starts. They love his run-pass combination. You'll also see Parade All-American Chazz Surratt. This is a young man that lit it up in North Carolina in the high school level, and it's a tremendous player. They potentially see a lot of big things out of him. For Cal, Ross Bowers found out he's going to start about 4 days ago. He's got 0 attempts and 1 career rushing attempt, so the uncertainty's there, but he does have a very satisfying sideline guy, and that's Demetrius Robertson, the freshman All-American wide receiver. And I want to welcome DJ Shockley, the newest member of the ACC family. Shock will perform on the sidelines for us all year long. DJ, it sounds like North Carolina might have a plan for the young freshman or sophomore wide receiver.
Yeah, Archie, spot on like that. They do have a plan, and the plan is cornerback potential All-American candidate MJ Stewart. He is athletic, he's speedy, and head coach Larry Fedora said he is the hardest working player he has ever coached. So with that, I think they have a good chance of covering Andre Robinson. We'll see. Tom, Arch, back to you guys in the booth.
DJ, thank you so much, and we welcome you to the ACC Network. We look forward to DJ's reports all afternoon long from Kenan Memorial Stadium. Ready to get it rolling for North Carolina. Look at the history of these two programs. Cal coming cross-country to take on North Carolina. The Cal Bears, their last day game in the Eastern Time Zone day was 2012. They lost at Ohio State 35-28. Matt Anderson is going to kick it away for Cal. MJ Stewart and Anthony Ratliff-Williams to receive, and we're rocking and rolling from Kenan Memorial. Ratliff-Williams gains the 20 and take it down at the 25. So Brandon Harris will be the starting quarterback for North Carolina.
Tom, this
graduate student.
A very tight competition. As you mentioned, graduate student from LSU, came over during the spring. Coaching staff, namely Larry Fedora, was very impressed with how Brandon Harris was able to mesh with his new teammates.
From Bossier City, Louisiana, played in 25 games while at LSU with 13 starts, and he threw 20 touchdown passes. He'll hang on to this one and get buried under a swarm of white shirts. That's a loss of 2. Time for the Food Lion impact players, and we'll start with North Carolina.
Well, the one veteran receiver that returns, Austin Prohl, outstanding leadership qualities. He's going to have to pick it up in the stat category for this wide receiver corps. They lost 3 of them to the draft last year.
Jordan Brown is the back to the right of Brandon Harris. Brown, a sophomore from Durham, North Carolina, on 2nd and 12. Cameron Saffel on the tackle of Jordan Brown.
And when you look at the Food Lion defensive player, impact player for Cal, Devontae Downs, senior linebacker, led the team in tackles a year ago. He's got a battery mate in there, if you will, and Raymond Davidson, another linebacker that gets after the football. Off to a great start here, Tom, the Cal defense.
Saffel had that previous tackle, number 51 in white, gold, and dark blue. Here's 3rd and 11 for North Carolina. This will be Brown. Up there, the 25, and taken down. Only a gain of 1. Franklin Jr. made the tackle for California, and it's 4th down.
Boy, outstanding start for Cal, coming all the way across country. As you mentioned, Tom, their defense set the tone for the game so far for Cal. Outstanding job of defending the quick screen to the outside, and 1 net yard in that series for North Carolina.
So the Tar Heels came out with a unique formation, but now have gone into a more conventional punt formation. Tom Sheldon to punt it away. This will be Wharton, wants the fair catch as he backtracks to the 29 and makes it. Time for our Carolina Ford Keys to the Game with Dave Archer.
Well, I thought for North Carolina, this was talked about throughout our meet. I'm sorry, Cal. Balance for Cal. They'd like, because of the young quarterback, they'd like to throw the football and run it with some balance, kind of take some pressure off Bowers, the quarterback. And for North Carolina, they just want to execute. A lot of different players on both sides of the ball for them. Larry Fedora echoed this over and over in our meetings. Must execute to have any success. And there's Ross Bowers, the new quarterback, mentioned no career attempts. His first career start, he's run the ball one time for Cal.
Wants to throw it, high percentage toss up to the 32. Robertson had the catch, but Miles Dorn came up to stop him after a gain of 2.
Well, Miles Dorn had 32 tackles a year ago, had 4 in the Sun Bowl. He shows his prowess from the safety spot here, comes up immediately and makes the tackle. So both defenses showing up here early.
Now you mentioned the Sun Bowl, Dave. Second straight Pac-12 opponent for North Carolina as they lost to Stanford in that Sun Bowl. That'll be 3 yards on that play. Time for the Food Lion impact players. More of them, Dave, out there. We start with Cal.
Well, this kid right here is a guy that can light up the scoreboard. They're excited for Demetrius Robinson's sophomore year. He was a freshman All-American a year ago, and to hear Coach Wilcox talk about a big-time player.
Coach Justin Wilcox in his first season as the head coach at California. Last year, the defensive coordinator at Wisconsin. That is a diving grab up near the 45 by Veazey. That'll be 8 yards and a first down for Cal.
Veazey, a senior, JC transfer from Golden West College, and going to have to lean on the senior some.
Driven back at the 45 and out of bounds, short of midfield. That was Watson, and he got ridden out by Donnie Miles. 5 yards for Watson on the rush.
Well, Trey Watson had just over 700 yards rushing a year ago, and he's got some pop to him as well, some speed to be able to make some big plays. Saw some of the quickness to the edge.
This is second down. Bowers the throw. That is behind Veazey and incomplete.
Good coverage by Rene that time. That was a timing throw to the outside. Bowers tried to turn it loose on the back shoulder, and Rene was right in the hip pocket of the 10-10 receiver.
Rene, the sophomore from Alexandria, Virginia. That brings up 3rd and 5 for the Cal Bears. They went 39%, 6th in the Pac-12 in this situation a year ago. Bowers' pass is incomplete. Looking for Wharton. 4th down for Cal.
And it looked like MJ Stewart in the middle of the field is the guy that reads this play. Excellent job by the senior to diagnose. Watch for number 6 to flash. He comes off the guys initially covering. Bowers is fooled, and Stewart's there to create a problem for the inside receiver and potentially get him off the field.
So Austin Prohl will return this punt. Prohl waiting back at his 11-yard line. They'll watch it bounce at about the 13. And they're going to mark this punt right shy of the 15, 37 yards on the punt. Great tailgating. First game here in Carolina. Back at Kenan Memorial Stadium. Facility opened up in 1927. North Carolina has the ball. They'll go right up the middle with the run from Brandon Harris. He's got 10 yards. Good had the tackle for Cal. The sticks are going to move. Harris, slight delay to the boundary and incomplete. Thomas Jackson was the intended receiver.
Yeah, fade route, pretty good coverage on the outside for Cal. Did a good job of switching this off. Really well done when you look at it. 2 receivers on the same side of the field outside the numbers, and Cal really sorted that out nicely and got the ball on the ground.
North Carolina was 3rd in the conference of the ACC last year in passing yards per game at 293, with Mitch Trubisky as the starting quarterback. He's now playing on Sundays with the Chicago Bears. Second and 10 for the Heels. Brown unable to turn the corner and take it down at the 25. Maybe 1 for Brown.
Well, once again, really well played by Cal along the line of scrimmage. Set the edge is what you want to do in the defense. Excellent job by Cameron Good, the redshirt freshman. Sets the edge. No place for Brown to go.
Sixth year on the sidelines for head coach Larry Fedora. His team went 8-5 last year and made it to the Sun Bowl. On third down, looks like it's going to be a sack. Harris is dragged to the turf. Looney and Bynum combining on the sack for Cal.
Yeah, Cameron Bynum is a freshman corner, so some extra rush help to the inside. Number 24 helps make the play with Looney. Going to come on the corner fire off the outside. Brandon Harris doesn't see it, or he's loose. He expects Jordan Brown to pick it up. Neither happened, and Cal has another play on defense.
That was a loss of 9 on that play. Tom Sheldon will punt from his own 2. Fair catch at the 41-yard line after a 42-yard punt by Vic Wharton. We have a penalty marker.
During the catch, holding, number 89 receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down. From the end of the kick, correction, end of the kick. First down. Timeout.
That's the word from our referee, Michael Mothershed. Back to Chapel Hill right after this. No score here in the first quarter. 9:54 to go. Tom Worley, Dave Archer, DJ Shockley on the sidelines for us this season. The former standout at Georgia. Won a couple of conference championships as a player there in the SEC. And Wary has the call on the run. He'll get 3 for Cal on first down. More Food Lion impact players and defensively for North Carolina, Dave.
Cole Holcomb led the team in tackles a year ago. He's got another batter. The 2 linebackers inside for both teams are very good. Andre Smith also. But Cole Holcomb kind of the leader of that group from a tackle standpoint. But they'll be spread out here as they'll have to go to a nickel set or a dime set to cover Cal.
Holcomb had 115 tackles last year to lead the team. Off the fingertips of Smith and incomplete.
Yeah, great read by Andre Smith here, the middle linebacker. He's going to watch the quarterback. Look where the eyes go. Immediately looking at the slot. Smith tracing him, just looking at the quarterback's eyes, and was just maybe a step late. Or he takes that one to the house for North Carolina.
That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for Cal. Toss from Bowers into the flat. And Weary taken down by Andre Smith. There is no gain on the play, and it's 4th down for California.
We talked about these 2 linebackers. Andre Smith on back-to-back plays, sitting on the outside over the tackle. He's going to read the quarterback all the way. See him just flowing with the eyes of Bowers and finds the back at the end of the football on that throw. Smith makes the play.
Kroll will wait for the punt at his own 20-yard line. Dylan Klump, the junior, to punt it away. Kroll wants the fair catch and makes it successfully. 26-yard line. 40 yards on the punt. 4.2 seconds on the hang time from Klump. Let's go around the ACC, Dave. It's presented by Mattress Firm.
Well, obviously the one that jumps off the page at you, number 1 and 3 in the preseason. Alabama, Florida State will do battle in Atlanta. But all this is about getting off to a good start. And NC State, South Carolina, and an intersectional battle there between the SEC and the ACC coming up this afternoon. It's always fun, Tom. This time of year, you've been banging on each other all year. You finally get to hit somebody else in a different jersey.
South Carolina and NC State, that game at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. And now the backup Chazz Surratt has come in on the 3rd series as predicted by Larry Fedora. He'll run it up the middle, spin his way up close to the 35-yard line. Tardable cut his legs out from under him. He got 8 on the run.
Well, I mentioned Chazz Surratt, Parade All-American, Parade National Player of the Year back in 2015. And Sarat has an unbelievable ability to run. It ran for over 1,300 yards his senior year.
Denver, North Carolina, and East Lincoln High School. Brown to the 40. Knocked to the turf. First down, Carolina. Up to the 41, and he got 7.
Boy, good blocking on the perimeter. You're going to see Brandon Fritz, number 82, is going to get a key block out in front. And some of the dynamic speed that Jordan Brown possesses as he hits it up the field for first down.
Jordan Brown only had 20 carries last year for 45 yards. He did have one touchdown run. Shy of the 45-yard line and 2 yards. Sarat kept it, downs the tackle.
Yeah, Tom, one of the toughest things for a young quarterback, and Sarat, a redshirt freshman, so he's been around the program last year, but to try to mimic what speed and everything, how it unfolds in a game, the only way you do that is to play. And so you can see he might have gotten out of the pocket a little bit too soon. That was not a designed quarterback draw, as we see Brandon Harris then on the sideline.
He was in for the first 2 series for North Carolina. They'll go back to the ground, a 1-yard pickup. Funchess had the tackle.
This is a Cal defense, Tom, a year ago gave up 43 points a game and over 500 yards of offense. They're off to an excellent start, hence why Justin Wilcox is the new head coach, the former DC of Wisconsin.
Yeah, there's 43 points, 12th in the conference. Long pass, bouncing around. It is incomplete. Looking for Cunningham. Marlo-Shawn Franklin was back there for Cal.
Yeah, impressed with Franklin, number 18. Great position, high points the football. Excellent job by Franklin. He's made a couple plays already in the game on a corner.
So that'll bring up another punt for North Carolina and Tom Sheldon. Vic Wharton is the deep man, close to the 10-yard line. For the Cal Bears, who went 5-7 last year, 3-6 in conference play. Wharton ranging to his left in traffic, making the fair catch in the vicinity of the 15-yard line. Dave, now time for the Duke Energy look at the ACC standings. The Clemson Tigers in the Atlantic Division represented the division in the ACC championship game, went on to win the national title.
Yeah, nice job of Clemson coming back after losing to Alabama the year before to win the national championship. Much like North Carolina's basketball team did after losing the national title, comes back to win it. There's the Coastal, and it's usually a toss-up. Virginia Tech did a nice job recovering from a loss to your Syracuse Orange and went on to win the ACC Coastal.
That was at the Dome. Quite an exciting moment for Dino Babers, the new UQ star. This team already has a win. This is over the middle and complete. Trey Watson makes the catch. He's out near the 35-yard line.
Watson had 21 receptions a year ago as the running back. Great isolation here on Holcomb, the linebacker. Angle route to the inside. Bowers saw the coverage, immediately got the ball in his running back.
Cal moves quickly. They've got back-to-back first downs with Watson again. He's got 12, and they're right back to the line of scrimmage, Dave.
Really impressed with the 2 running backs for Cal. Inweri and Watson, 2 guys have combined in their careers for 2,341 yards and 20 touchdowns. So very effective backs.
Inweri is the back this time. Bowers wants to throw it. It is behind his intended receiver. That's Demetrius Robertson.
A good decision that time by Bowers, just a little bit behind the big-time wide receiver Demetrius Robertson. 4 for 8, started out, I believe, 2 for 2, and it's had a few incompletions since then. But it's got to be a fun time, a nervous time for a guy to his first start on the road.
Dave, we just looked at Bowers' career stats.
Yeah, that's correct.
All coming in this game. He had 1 rush coming into the game. That is Laird trying to sidestep the sideline. And he got 7 yards as Dorn forced him out.
Good running for Laird. He's played in 17 games as a Cal Bear. 8 rushes for 59. A lot of inexperience on his team, but you can see there's some big-time athletes. There's Coach Wilcox over from Wisconsin. You can tell he was dialed in early in the game.
And now 3rd and 5 for Cal. Flag is out. Pass is complete. Beyond the 40 for Robertson. Down to the 36.
Tom, I want to bring in DJ Shockley. Shock, we were down there talking to some of the coaches, and it looked like Wilcox was pretty dialed in before this thing started.
That penalty is declined.
We tried to come up and just talk to him briefly, and you could tell he was laser focused. He had that tunnel vision, and he was ready to go. So I guess it's a good thing early that he was locked in. His team is playing like it.
They sure are. They've started at a high level, certainly on the defensive side, which you'd expect, because that's been his side in his career.
Cal declined that penalty against North Carolina. And now Bowers, that pocket starting to collapse, got it away. That's Wharton. Makes a move at the 15 and dives down to the 10 for California. Donnie Miles on the tackle.
Well, MJ Stewart falls down on this play. Tom, as we look back at it, MJ Stewart, number 6, is going to fall down. Right there, runs into the official and goes down. And a good job by Wharton to realize he was clean and push this ball to the 10-yard line.
Cal got 26 yards of the previous play. Now 1st and goal for Cal. Bowers, end zone. Bouncing around.
It's a dueling catch.
It's a touchdown.
Yeah.
The ruling is a touchdown in the back corner of the end zone. It was Veazey against Sales, and the officials say Veazey won that battle for Cal.
Well, if the ball didn't touch the ground, and Carolina contending that the ball might have hit the ground, but KJ Sales waving his hand saying no, it didn't catch. But let's take a look. Excellent patience, little pump route on a hitch and go, and now this is going to be a catch by both guys. Look at the ball concentration to reel that in. And as they look at this, it almost looks like Sales has possession of the football. But if they determine it's a combination catch, yeah, no, the ball's out. It's a good job by Sales. I think they'll evaluate this and call this an incomplete pass. He does not have control of the ball when he goes to the ground. Ball is loose. I think our high end zone shot was probably a better shot. Oh, I can't believe it. Yeah, this is a miss here. The ball's still loose, and out. Still off the ground from both players. I think that was one that kind of slipped by him. Yeah, no control of the football until they rolled over.
So Cal gets the first points of our game. They lead it 7-0. We'll be back after a word from your local ACC station.
There are a lot of unknowns for this team. They talked about it. Coach Fedora talked about it in the open. He wants this team to fight through adversity. That's the first thing they talked about when they came off the sidelines. We have adversity. What are we going to do? We knew we were going to get it. Now we got it.
That's a great point, Shock. And there's so many new people on this team. He's not sure who's going to respond how.
MJ Stewart stays in the end zone, and we go to Charlotte and Katie with him.
Thanks, Tom. Our Hardee's update takes us to Death Valley, where Clemson's on top early, Stan.
Yeah, that's Kelly Bryant doing the zone read action to a familiar face. Look at Deion Kane getting back in there. We know how critical he's been the last couple of years. There's Deshaun Watson saying, that's my guy. We call that a layup drill.
Kelly Bryant over 100 yards passing. Tom, for now, back to you.
And Tom, Deion Kane was the guy that was going to have to step in the shoes of Mike Williams, top pick, one of the top picks for San Diego, and looks like he's off to a good start.
1st and 10 from the 25. Chazz Surratt is back in for this series. Brandon Harris is in for North Carolina for the first 2 series of our game here in the first quarter. 4:57 to go. 7-0 Cal. Surratt complete. That's going to be Fritz up near the first down marker.
And Tom, when we talked to Larry yesterday, he talked about how his 2 tight ends, Brandon Fritz and Carl Tucker, had really performed well in training camp. I was looking forward to watching these guys come out here and play when the lights come on.
1st and 10, left side, breaking through, Michael Carter. 8 yards for Michael Carter, the freshman. Downs on the tackle.
In Navarre High School, Navarre, Florida. 2,500 yards rushing his senior year.
Carter again. Carter down the sidelines. Trying to outrace that secondary, and he's wrestled down near the 10, and a flag comes out as Downs made the tackle.
Well, check out the patience. Good blocks, but the patience of the young runner, Carter. And look for a face mask right here at the end.
Personal foul, face mask, number 1 defense. Half the distance to the goal line. That's an automatic 1st down.
Let's go down to DJ.
Yeah, guys, it's a little bit different as far as the quarterback splits it in and out. We talked about the adversity on defense. Now your offense picking you up. Sarat coming in, making plays. It's going to calm this team down. But it's a little bit tougher when you have to switch in and switch out as a quarterback. It's a little different, but hey, you find a way to make it work, and Sarat's doing it right now.
Carter doing it as well. DJ, 47 yards on that run. We've got moving along the line. James Looney was the Cal player on the move. Flags are out.
Offside with contact. Number 90 defense. Half the distance to the goal line. Still first down.
And Tom, to expound on what DJ just talked about, switching in and out as a quarterback, don't think that the competition is over with between these two guys. There's Brandon Harris, the senior transfer, graduate transfer from LSU, and the young man Sarat getting it done right now for North Carolina.
First and goal for the Tar Heels. 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Trying to provide an answer to Cal's opening points. Sarat flips it to the front corner of the end zone. And it's a touchdown, North Carolina. Michael Carter gets it in.
Boy, what a nice job by Coach Kampelvik, the offensive coordinator for North Carolina. You saw Sarat look to the sideline. They changed the play because they were outnumbered to that side. Option play outside. Sarat with the clean pitch, and then the speed of Carter to the corner. That came in from the sidelines. Excellent job by North Carolina to recognize a look. They could get the ball in the end zone.
2 yards on the run from Michael Carter, and the freshman has his first touchdown of the season. North Carolina an extra point away from tying the game. They come out in an unbalanced formation. So this play is under review. The ruling on the field again, Dave, is a touchdown, so you need indisputable video evidence to overturn the call.
And they're looking at, did he break the plane to the goal line before being pushed out? The question I have, if I'm Larry Fedora, is why didn't they check the other one out that Cal scored on? I thought that was much more questionable potentially than this one was, but Coach Wilcox checking on what they're evaluating. What are they checking on? It looked like Carter might have broken the plane before he was pushed out of bounds short of the pylon.
Our replay official is Bob Welch. He's in communication with the command center in Greensboro, North Carolina, as they collaborate on this review, Dave, right down the goal line, and Michael Carter trying to score on the dive.
Well, to reiterate what you're talking about, it can be very difficult to see whether the plane was broken before he was shoved out of bounds from those two looks. But as you said, it was called a touchdown on the field, so if there's not indisputable video evidence, then they're going to go with what they called before.
That was Quentin Tartable who came up to make the hit for Cal. Trying to get Carter out of bounds near the pylon. This officiating crew, by the way, today, an all Pac-12 crew, led by Michael Mothershed. And he's on the talkback, trying to determine a decision for this review. This holding on the field is a touchdown, North Carolina.
Yeah, I still don't think there's enough on those 3 shots we saw that's going to determine anything other than what they call. It certainly looks to me like he makes the next just inside the pylon and breaks the plane. But again, is there something there that can allow you to turn it over?
Now, if this does stand for North Carolina, keep this in mind. On their previous 3 possessions, 22 yards total game day. On this drive, they've gone 75 yards. Chazz Surratt at quarterback.
With two freshmen, Sarat the quarterback and the freshman running back, Michael Carter, his first opportunity to play. Big plays by both guys.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Yeah, this wasn't enough there, Tom, to really change that. And a pretty good series of downs for a couple of young players for Larry Fedora.
On the drive, Michael Carter, 3 carries, 57 yards, and the score. From 2 yards out, it is Freeman Jones now for the extra point, the junior place kicker. Carolina has tied it. 7-all, 3:33 to go in our first quarter. Here's our drive summary. It's brought to you by Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win. There's the drive for Carolina today.
Yeah, there's the drive, 4 plays, very efficient, 75 yards and just under a minute and a half for a touchdown. And DJ, there's a transfer at center for this team. Cam Dillard comes over from Florida. Talk about how important that is for a quarterback who hasn't played very much to have a veteran player like Dillard run the show up front.
It is big. Having a guy like Dillard who can make the calls up front, take some of that pressure off the quarterback so he's able to see the field. Now he has to worry about it just calling the play in the huddle and executing it. So having a guy like Dillard come over who has been a leader in his own right. Coach talks so much about how he's come over and won his teammates over. He's been a big leader and wouldn't be surprised if he was a team captain at the end of the year. So that's big for the guy in the middle of the position to hold everybody else down as well as the quarterback.
I think it's so important to have a guy like that. Just as Shock talked about, I mean, when you take some of those responsibilities off the quarterback, like calling out where protections are, blocking schemes, it frees his mind up to do his gig.
From the 11-yard line, Beck. 17 yards on the return. This field here at Kenan Memorial Stadium on Wednesday, resodded. Here's the time lapse, Dave. Some fresh grass on the ground here at the stadium.
That's incredible. DJ Shockley and I were on the field prior to the game, and Larry Fedora actually came over and sought us out. We were not just standing there talking. He actually came to us and mentioned how incredible the field was. He was a little surprised and was pleasantly happy with the way it looks.
A lot of credit to the grounds crew here at North Carolina. We had some steady rains yesterday, heavy at times, and some drizzle and mist prior to kickoff here on the ACC network. Bowers' pass is incomplete. He was looking for Wharton. He is one of 6 different receivers that Bowers has used, but unsuccessful on that collaboration. Our 1st and 10 line is brought to you by your Honda dealers of the Carolinas. This year, don't settle for less than a Honda.
You know, a key little thing happened there as you start to transition to be a leader on the team. Bowers, as soon as he threw the ball and it was incomplete, when Wharton got up, he patted himself and said, "It's my fault. That's my fault." Those are little things that most people won't recognize, but good leadership qualities there to let him know, hey, don't worry about it. I'll get the ball to you.
Watson. Past the 30 to the 32, and Andre Smith on the tackle. That's 5 yards for Cal on 2nd down. Brings up 3rd.
Now, when you talk about this offense and what Cal's doing, Eastern Washington's former head coach, Bo Baldwin, runs this offense, and it's the Eastern Washington offense, which means you spread the field, make sure you get the right call from the sideline, but the screen game is really important. We saw a little bit of it right there.
Baldwin won a national championship at the football championship subdivision level back in 2010 as the Eastern Washington head coach. Now 3rd down. We'll see what they dial up. Bowers, the quick flick to the 35. It's going to be well short of the 1st down as Wharton made the grab.
MJ Stewart is right in his hip pocket here, Tom, and this is why they love this kid. He's the wide side of the field. You're playing man coverage, and he knifes to the inside, makes the tackle. It's good play on the ball, good catch. But Stewart, because he was so close, they don't pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, a couple of yards short for Cal, so they'll bring out the punter, Klump. Austin Kroll will range back near his 20-yard line. Pretty good bloodlines for that young man, Austin Kroll. Father Ricky, a couple of Super Bowl rings. He's in attendance.
Timeout by North Carolina.
First charge timeout, North Carolina. It's a 32nd timeout.
When you talk about Austin Kroll, he brings a tremendous amount of leadership, and he's excited about the punt return duties.
Well, Dave, the other reason that this field has become so familiar to the new players for the Tar Heels is because they're building the indoor practice facility, and that is under construction right now, scheduled to be ready for the 2018 season. So what they've done is broken down Kenan Memorial into 2 fields, kind of sideline to sideline, for their practice sessions.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that anymore. That was just for camp.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to break up the field now. It's got to stay the way it is. But Larry talked about how special it is to play in the stadium. He was a little concerned about him playing in there every day.
Klump the punt. Kroll, the late signal for the fair catch, and made it about the 24-yard line. 43 yards on that punt from Dylan Klump.
Talking to Austin Kroll yesterday, he's had a pretty good guy returning kicks here in front of him for quite a while, and Ryan Switzer. And he was really excited about here his senior year. He's now going to get to be the guy. He had been the backup to Switzer, and he's excited about his opportunities to return some kicks.
How about what Ryan Switzer did in his career at North Carolina? 7 career punt returns for touchdowns.
I'm sure the Pitt Panthers won't forget Ryan Switzer anytime soon.
Sarat at quarterback. Led him on a drive with big help from Michael Carter, a fellow freshman. Sarat is a redshirt freshman. Carter, a freshman, had a 47-yard run in the previous drive. Sarat wants in on the action and gets up to the 30-yard line with 6 yards. Devontae Downs, the tackle of Sarat.
Now, when you look at Surratt's numbers and you see him read it, cut to the outside, saw it was being strung out, so hit it straight ahead. I mean, this guy rushed for 1,300 yards, threw for 3,500 yards at least Lincoln High School in Denver, North Carolina senior year.
Close to the 35 is Michael Carter. 3 yards on that rush.
Yeah, a little bit slower tempo potentially if you've watched North Carolina football in the past, and I think that it's a pretty good job of Larry Fedora realizing he's got a young quarterback in there, maybe slow things down a little bit. They'll eventually play faster once these two quarterbacks or whoever ends up settling into the job. But I like that they're kind of taking care of him with the tempo and making sure he's in the right play.
31 for North Carolina. They were second best in the conference on third down last year. This one might be short, and did the ball come out too? A lot of players scurrying for that football. Looks like Downs might have knocked it free. Also see a penalty marker coming out. And the indication is that California has the football, Dave.
Late fumble here. The ball comes out late. Carter looks like he's fighting for extra yardage. Ball comes out late. And a good job by Cal to scramble in and get the first turnover. Good job in the middle of the defense right there.
And that was on 3rd and 1.
Devontae Downs, we talked about him as our frontline impact player.
Defense.
Looks like Kanashik, Dave, maybe number 59, falling on that football
number
for Cal.
18, recovery team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
I think they called it on Franklin, the corner. Got an unnecessary unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which is going to move the ball back 15 yards. And I really didn't see that. I didn't see any fisticuffs of any kind. But for a short field opportunity here now for the Cal Bears. You see the penalty being explained to Larry Fedora. These are the kind of opportunities that a young any quarterback, but certainly a young quarterback relishes these opportunities. See if they're willing to take a shot potentially here on first down. That's what offensive coordinators like to do after a turnover.
59 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Cal and North Carolina. For the first time ever, these two programs meeting on the football field. Best starting field position of the game for the Cal Bears, as they marked off the unsportsmanlike penalty. Ross Bowers, the sophomore, is the quarterback. Trey Watson on the call. Try to move that pile inside the 45-yard line and get 5 yards on the play. Aaron Crawford making the tackle for North Carolina.
There's been so much talked about how Cal lost some outstanding players. California, their main running back, ran for just under 850 yards. Davis Webb, the outstanding quarterback. These young guys are filling in pretty good.
And Weary dropped for a loss. Patrice Rene -1 on the play with California.
True switch up when you start talking about these two backs. Watson about 205 pounds, a little bit more side-to-side movement, and Weary is a pounder. He weighs 245 pounds, downhill guy.
Jalen Dalton, number 97, also there. 2 of 5 on third down in the game for Cal, and will they get this play away? In the final seconds of the quarter, they are in no hurry, and they will not snap it as time has run out in the quarter. So North Carolina and Cal, for the first time ever, we're all tied at 7. This is ACC football presented by Mellow Mushroom. Seven all as we start the second quarter. Tom Wormy, Dave Archer, DJ Shockley on the sidelines, and our outstanding ACC Network production crew with you from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. 3rd and 6 for Cal. 2 of 5 in this situation in the game for Ross Bowers and the Bears. from the 45 of North Carolina. Flag is out. Pass by Bowers. Too far down the sideline, looking for Robertson. Again, a penalty marker comes out as M.J. Stewart was stride for stride with Robertson.
And North Carolina's going to be offside here, so they had a free play. So Bowers thought he saw it. Like former Cal Bear Aaron Rodgers shot it down the field for the free play.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Those are first quarter stats, and these stats, Dave, are brought to you by GlaxoSmithKline.
Yeah, very distinct difference. You got Cal 93 yards passing and North Carolina getting it done on the run. You look at the third down conversion, they've been able to stay on the field. Sarat and Harris. You see the differences in the 2 total yards, and the 2 quarterbacks that affect the game more on the ground.
Third and short. Cal is going to get this one, and Weary bouncing off tacklers inside the 40-yard line. Needed to get to the 39. He's got enough. 4 on the run by Vic and Weary, the senior.
Look at this offensive line. The right side of the offensive line, all freshmen, but a nice move in the backfield to avoid the linebacker, Casey Collins. A good hard running by Weary, 245-pound banger.
Now finished last season with a victory at home against UCLA 36-10. To close out a 5-7 campaign, and Weary moves left and he's taken down by Andre Smith. He got 5 on the run.
How about the ability to slide here? This is a play that was designed to go right, and Weary showed a lot of athleticism to bounce to the backside. North Carolina defense, I think the linebackers are the strength of this Carolina defense. We've seen that on display already.
Second down play. Bowers pass. Inside the 30 and complete, close to the 28-yard line to Watson. That was Cole Holcomb on the aggressive tackle. 4 yards on that play.
Yeah, Holcomb and Andre Smith are guys that are all over the field. And a good hit there to force his third and short. Now Watson leaves the field, and then Weary comes in here, Tom. He's the heavy back. Hard to get to a block up front and have to tackle a 245-pound guy coming downhill at you.
And Weary, number 23 in white, 6 feet, 245, and the senior from Missouri City, Texas. On third down, sidesteps a couple of men inside the 25, and for the second straight time on third down, and Weary gets the job done.
Yeah, and I'm impressed, Tom, with his ability to slide here. We mentioned the size of the back. Usually that limits his ability. Look, he's going to cut all the way to the backside. This is 2 plays in a row. He's shown his ability to make a play when nothing's there.
Nimble for a big man, Dave Archer.
Yeah, nimble.
He'll go to the sideline for a rest. Watson will be the back now for Cal as North Carolina sets its defense. That ball on the turf, and all Bowers can do is pounce on it. Back at about the 33-yard line, Dave.
Yeah, he did not watch the snap. And look, this is going to be a sprint out to his right. He just doesn't watch the ball. It's like a wide receiver catching a pass. He just doesn't look it in. And so the ball slips away as he's trying to get out on that sprint out play. Those are kind of some of those unforced errors you're going to have to live with a young quarterback that hasn't a lot of experience. So that'll be a learning moment for him right there.
Cal losing 9 yards on that play. Quick toss. Robertson. The play does not develop thanks to M.J. Stewart, the senior from Arlington, Virginia.
Really quick diagnosis by number 6. Remember, they see a combination coverage. Stewart to the inside. He saw it immediately. He saw the outside or the other receiver blocking. So he immediately shot down and took away the quick screen.
Third and 21. The 9th play of the drive for Cal. They'll run it with Watson. Conservatively, it's down to about the 26 or 7-yard line. 8 yards for Watson. So on third and 21, Cal decides to keep it on the ground with 11:40 and rolling to go in the second.
Good stop. Remember, this was a short field opportunity after the turnover, so a good stop by the North Carolina defense to force a field goal attempt.
This will be Matt Anderson with the field goal attempt from 45 yards away. Anderson for his career 40 of 47. And now Anderson is 40 of 48.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise there. Semifinals for the Lou Groza Award. Big time kicker.
So Coach Wilcox's team comes up empty. We're still tied at 7 in Chapel Hill. Those shots of the statue of Charlie Choo-Choo Justice, one of the all-time greats here at North Carolina. 1948 National Player of the Year, Choo-Choo Justice, Dave.
Yeah, a long line of excellent players. There's the 22-yard line. See it painted in Carolina blue. And well, they have some really good players here. Choo-Choo, one of those.
Twice a runner-up for the Heisman Trophy. Busting outside is Brown. He's got first down yardage beyond the 40 for North Carolina. Deron Brown had the tackle, but it's 10 yards for Jordan Brown, the sophomore from Durham.
Elijah Hood and T.J. Logan are gone. Didn't know how the young backs would fare, but excellent job of getting to the perimeter. Good job of keeping his feet alive.
Brown again trying to stretch that field. Ridden out by Downs up beyond the 45 to the 47-yard line. There is a Cal player, though, slow to get up at the 45-yard line. It's Jordan Kanashik. Is sitting up now is Kanashik, number 59. He's a junior from Sacramento, California.
Played some JC ball at American River College. Part of that depth at linebacker. We talked about Carolina's linebackers. Pretty good linebackers here with Cal as well.
And let's go back to our Charlotte studios. Check in with Katie.
Miami trying to break in a new quarterback. A lot of offensive talent gone from the team a year ago.
Those scores brought to us by Mattress Firm. That one's incomplete to Anthony Ratliff-Williams as we go down to DJ Shockley.
Guys, you mentioned the simplified game plan here. There's been a simplified game plan for both of Brandon Harris and Chazz Surratt. We've seen draws, we've seen runs on first and second down, trying to get them into manageable situations. But this is a very simplified game plan to keep these guys comfortable, but also making sure they're staying on track offensively.
And two guys probably shocked that were a little bit better runners and a little bit more natural runners than Trubisky was. So they're kind of playing to their strengths.
This pass into Cal territory, fighting for the first down is Brandon Fritz. North Carolina had been 0 for 4 on third down. This one has been converted, and the chains will move.
Fritz only had 6 receptions a year ago. He already has 2 here in the first 2 quarters.
Jordan Brown can't quite get to the 40-yard line. Runs into James Looney, number 9 in white. Also number 31, Raymond Davison, in on the hit. 5 yards for North Carolina.
Well, North Carolina's offense, the premise of their offense is built on playing fast. But we talked about earlier that Larry Fedora is going to kind of settle in on some tempo that helps his quarterbacks. They may be playing a tad faster now, but here they've taken their time. So I think it's a good job of switching up what they're doing and keeping Cal off balance.
Harrison, quarterback for the Heels, hands it off to Jordan Brown. Anthony Ratliff-Williams hit the turf.
Now, much like we saw Bowers early in the game, this is one that's a little too tall. The ball's tall and behind the receiver. Excellent effort to go up and try to make a play by Ratliff-Williams, but he had to get on an extra tall ladder. Now, we thought that we'd see more rush. These two quarterbacks are much more comfortable running the ball and trying to sprinkle in the pass.
That pass complete to Kroll, and a first down inside the 35-yard line as he beat Elijah Hicks.
Yeah, he got senior working against freshman. Watch Kroll take his time up at the top of the screen, sets it up. He's running a slant route, but he made Hicks, the freshman, think he was running the fade.
Brown down to the 25-yard line, a couple of yards short of a first down.
I think all of a sudden now these two offensive lines, both for Cal and North Carolina, are kind of settling in and starting to get the other team's defense blocked. Excellent job up front by North Carolina there.
So Cal has taken a timeout. We will also step aside with North Carolina driving, all tied up with the Golden Bears. North Carolina fans pouring into Kenan Memorial Stadium. It has turned out to be an exceptional day for college football. Tied at 7 with the Heels driving here in the second quarter. 10th play of the drive. Brandon Harris in at quarterback. Harris has enough for a first down to the 22-yard line as Downs made the tackle after 4 yards.
Tom, this was a quick pass, so the ball had to come out of Harris's hands immediately if he was going to throw it. Short routes on the outside. He didn't like how tight the coverage was, and you see his athleticism to find a little hole and hit it up for the first down.
8:45 to go in the second quarter. Michael Carter has the touchdown run for North Carolina. Trying to add to that total. Looking for the end zone. Leaping for it. Anthony Ratliff-Williams had it go off his fingertips.
Well, Brandon Harris tries to be too careful with this throw. He kind of pulls the string. He's so open. See, he just kind of lofts it up in the air instead of throwing it like he naturally would. Ratliff-Williams tries to climb ladder. Might have tried to turn around and make the catch too soon. If he keeps running. Shock, what do you got on that one?
We saw these guys warming up in pregame. In the pregame, I saw about 3 or 4 of those exact type routes, exact type of throws, and they all were overthrown. And it's kind of transferred here in the game as well.
I just thought he tried to be too careful with that one and ended up overthrowing.
That one is incomplete to Thomas Jackson, as Hawkins was closing quickly on Thomas Jackson, the senior from Charlotte. Our 1st and 10 line brought to you by your Honda dealers of the Carolinas. This year, don't settle for less than a Honda.
Well, Tom, much like North Carolina did after that short field opportunity, the defense found a way to get a stop. Cal now trying to get out of this drive where North Carolina's worked it down the field.
Tar Heels were 2 for 2 on 3rd down in this drive. Harris felt the pressure over the middle and incomplete. Looking for Brandon Fritz, the tight end. That brings up 4th down for North Carolina.
Looked like Paquette, the big defensive end. Luke Paquette was the guy that got the pressure on Harris. Paquette just 4 games in 16, but he's going to come straight in. There he is, right in the number 93, circles in, and really forces Brandon Harris's hand. He had to get rid of the football.
So Freeman Jones, junior kicker from 39 yards away. Jones knocks it through. North Carolina takes the lead 10-3 here in Chapel Hill. And we'll be back after a word from your local ACC station. Have you downloaded ACC QB Challenge presented by Coyote Tractor? A free download of the ACC's football game, putting your passing skills to the test. Play as your favorite ACC team. How about DJ Shockley and Dave Archer, a quarterback conference? And Dave, you're trying to give DJ some tips, right?
Yeah, well, I thought he was a little tight early. That's why I tried to loosen the shoulders up. But Shockey did a good job late in the game there. I think he drove us down and got a win.
Arch, that's what it's all about. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And we should both note that. But, hey, first time doing it, I'll get better at it for sure.
Download that QB Challenge. Freeman Jones, who will kick it away, his first field goal in a North Carolina uniform as he converted from 39 yards away to make it 10-7 North Carolina. It's going to be Davis. Looks like he slipped shy of the 15. Davis on the return. Well, Mellow Mushroom visited our truck yesterday with pizzas for the crew, and let me tell you, they didn't last long. Could have been an awesome day with pizza. No better way to have an afternoon snack than with the pizza from Mellow Mushroom.
Yeah, we were shocked and I got there late. We barely got there in time. The crew annihilated the Mellow Mushroom. We appreciate Mellow Mushroom coming by and taking care of us.
Kylie Marshall and Mel O Mushroom, or Justin Farmer inside the suit, delivered the pizza. This is our ACC Network Game of the Week presented by Mellow Mushroom. Worst start of the day for the Cal Bears as Trey Watson runs for 4 yards.
Both offenses have had their moments. We can see that the guys that are going to step up. These 2 running backs for Cal have been outstanding. I think Bowers has accorded himself pretty well. So I think they're off to a decent start. Got two freshmen on that offensive line, the right side. So young guys.
Watson. Shy of the 30, but enough for a first down for Cal.
Well, Donnie Miles has a chance to make a play in the backfield. Number 15, the safety, is going to come up. And Watson, with a little in and out move, steps out of the tackle, and he hits it up for a nice gain, a first down. Watson's been I think both these backs have been very impressive in Wary and Watson.
10 yards on the carry from Watson. They'll pass it this time. It's complete to Noah. He's got enough for another first down beyond the 40-yard line and 14 yards.
The quick screen to the outside to Noah. He's the third inside receiver. Got 2 blocks out in front. And back-to-back first down plays for Cal. Cal trying to play with a little bit more tempo here, Tom.
Counter by Noah, the sophomore from Honolulu, Hawaii, on the catch. Laird left side. Just a couple for Laird, the junior. Aaron Crawford, number 92, on the stop for the Tar Heels. Don't forget, next Saturday, prime time on the ACC network. We'll start you with the Blitz at 7, and then we've got Louisiana Monroe and Florida State, number 3 for the moment. They take on number 1 Alabama tonight in Atlanta. Bowers with the time. Back to the middle of the field, and it's jarred away by Miles Dorn from Demetrius Robertson.
And Miles Dorn comes down and drops the hammer on Demetrius Robertson. And the big timer, they kept the big timer from making any plays, and part of that was the physical play of the safety Dorn. Excellent protection for Bowers. And then Dorn lays the wood.
Yeah, Robertson set freshman school records for receptions and yards last season for Cal, number 8 in white. 4 of 8 on third down of the game for California. Bowers ducks out of the pocket. His pass intercepted. Donnie Miles, the pick for the Heels. Second and 10 for Carolina. Sarat takes off. Spins up near the 40, absorbs some contact. Comes up short by 2 yards to the first-down marker as he hit Tartable.
Well, I'm not sure we can give Michael Carter for a block here, but he gets enough of Looney that allows Sarat to step out of the pocket and get upfield. So we'll say Michael Carter got a block there, but it might have been he just got in the way.
So 3rd and 2 for North Carolina. Brown is the back to the right of Sarat. The quick toss. The first down near the 30 for the Tar Heels. Carl Tucker has the catch. Soft hands from number 86 and 9 yards.
Well, these 2 tight ends had 15 catches all year a year ago. They already have 30 catches here in the first quarter plus of the game, and good poise by Sarat.
1st and 10 North Carolina. Flags come out before the play can get rolling.
Full start, number 71 offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, these kind of penalties are kind of the nemesis of a coach, because you practice and hold your water, all those type of things you say to an offensive line. That's a senior. He's played a good bit in his career. It's like to eliminate those kind of mental errors.
Senior from Albemarle, North Carolina, in Albemarle High School. Sarat kept it.
Yeah, really well defended by Cal. They stretch out the play. Sarat was looking at the edge player. Looked like Looney. He was reading Looney to try to hand off or keep. But North Carolina really strung the play out on both sides and get the young quarterback on the ground for a loss.
Coach Fedora, 5-0 in home openers. In fact, he's got 25 home wins, Dave. That is the most by any North Carolina coach in the history of the program through 5 seasons. Brown spinning. He's got a first down near the 20. Jordan Brown, 15 yards and a first down.
Now just 190 pounds, but Brown runs like a 230-pounder here. It's a screen to the outside, good block out in front by Tucker, the tight end, and then it's hard running by Brown.
1st and 10 for the Heels. Sarat rolling it and running out of bounds near the 15. Folks, we want to apologize for any transmission issues that we're having. We are working hard to rectify those situations. Just temporary. Again, we apologize for the transmission issues here from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. 10-7. The Tar Heels have the lead. They are working off an interception by Donnie Miles, trying to turn it into points.
That's an offense that is pretty efficient. 65% is kind of middle of the road when you talk about Carolina's ability to convert an opportunity in the red zone. You think about all the weapons this North Carolina team lost off that side of the ball, and I think there's some real bonuses and pluses for North Carolina when you start looking at some of these young guys who are stepping into key roles for the first time.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky threw for over 3,700 yards and 30 TDs. That pass inside the 10. Marked at the 9-yard line. Carl Tucker, first down, Tar Heels.
Really good job by Chazz Surratt here. He's got the tight end running the out with the quick one in the flat. He gets the ball on Tucker immediately. It's a well-thrown, tight spiral, good location with the ball, and another conversion on third down.
Takes 3 Bears to bring down Tucker. His 3rd catch of the game.
And looking to the sideline, this is something that is a little bit more deliberate from North Carolina than a few years ago.
This is the 9th play of the drive on 1st and goal for North Carolina. Sarat could not get away at the 10-yard line.
It's a design quarterback draw for Sarat. And Brown in on the tackle. It initially looks like it's got a chance. They get the corner blitzing off the edge, but 2 missed blocks. One by Ratliff Williams come to the inside. And then on the outside, Sarat was having to go avoid people and not be able to get downhill.
North Carolina was 8th in the conference in red zone offense last year. 36 touchdowns, and they scored 84% of the time. We go inside of 3 minutes toward the first half. 10-7 North Carolina. 2nd and goal. Sarat flips it out. Michael Carter upended near the pylon and a touchdown.
Wow, what an effort. What an effort. We're in TJ Logan's number. Watch the young guy go high and break the pylon, break the plane. And the youngsters in the end zone. What an outstanding effort. The front part of that, and it's amazing him getting in over the top like that, but a really good job by Chazz Surratt to force the issue, make the defenders come to him, and then the pitch, let the youngster Carter do the acrobatics.
Did he recognize the location of the pylon, Dave, in midair, mind you?
Well, I think he had an idea. He was close enough to go airborne. I think that had he been at the 5, he probably tried to make a fake, but he knew he was close enough. And that's some of the excitement that North Carolina has here on the campus for these 2 young running backs that can really get it done.
A 9-yard touchdown run, his 2nd of the game for Michael Carter. Smile and flex and get a high five. Why not?
I got to think that that's going to be one of the highlights on all the shows around the country when you talk about college football.
The officials were right on top of that to make the call, as it appeared that the football hit the pylon as Michael Carter was coming down.
Yeah, I thought he broke the plane and then hit the pylon before the ball ever came out. That's what they're looking at. First of all, did break the plane, and did the ball come loose before he broke the plane? I think you're exactly right here, Tom. Ball is stripped out when he hits the pylon. He'd already broken the plane at that point.
No review necessary. 2nd TD run. Michael Carter, the freshman. Points for North Carolina. Michael Carter's 2nd TD run of the game. This is ACC football presented by Mellow Mushroom. Chazz Surratt leading North Carolina on that most recent drive as Michael Carter with the acrobatic touchdown run from 9 yards out.
Yeah, both touchdown drives have come with the redshirt freshman at quarterback for North Carolina. So getting some good play out of those 2 guys.
Yeah, we've seen Brandon Harris and Chazz Surratt at quarterback. North Carolina, 90% of their offense did not return this season. This is Davis on the return. And Davis diving for the 20-yard line. It is a 20-yard return. Let's head down to DJ for the Gatorade Herd Around the Cooler.
Guys, I've seen a lot of things walking back and forth here up front, especially this last series. They were told up front, make sure you're pressing the line of scrimmage from the running back standpoint. Make sure you get up to that 2nd level by the offensive line. As you can see on that last drive, they got a lot of good push. And the quarterbacks, both guys, like you just mentioned, leading drives. The redshirt freshman doing a good job. Both guys taking care of the football. So I love what I'm seeing right now. And a lot of good fun going on by the offensive line.
What DJ is talking about there about pressing the line of scrimmage for the backs, that means you want to make sure that you press the area or push to the area that the play is going to go. That makes that second lever defense trace you, and then if there's a cutback or a bounce play, you have the guys set up on the block. So they want them to press so the blocks can get set up, and then they react after that.
All players were not set for a second. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Let's take a look at our matchup to watch, courtesy of your Honda dealers of the Carolinas.
This was a pretty easy one for us to pick, wasn't it? Yeah. Alabama obviously coming back to the disappointment of losing the national title game to Clemson. I'm sure the last thing they want to do is lose to another ACC team, and Florida State is every bit the equal of Alabama.
North Carolina stopping and weary. He lost 4 on the play. Crawford, Bell Jr. By the way, Dave will be in Tallahassee next week as North Carolina's D comes up big.
Excellent penetration up front for North Carolina. Dalton is the guy that really kind of forces the play to slow down. And then Crawford comes in, number 92, to dust him off. But excellent job by those interior guys.
Our game next week, Louisiana Monroe and Florida State in Tallahassee. Coverage starts 7 p.m. Eastern next Saturday. ACC Network Game of the Week presented by Mellow Mushroom. Here's third down for Cal. Bowers through the progression. Still scrambling. And just has to throw it away near the North Carolina bench. And a flag came out. Very end of the play as Bowers got rid of it, Dave.
Yeah, it's a poor decision by Dalton here to squeeze the triggers because he forced him into a throwaway.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 97 defense. 15-yard penalty. That's an automatic first down.
Well, just a bad decision because they forced Bowers out. It's a 3-man rush, so a lot of time, good protection, good scramble by Bowers. Now he's forced him to throw it away. Just let him throw it away. And really, Bowers is probably lucky, and will be interesting to see if they get a call on this for a targeting. Yeah, they're going to get a targeting call. I will be surprised if they don't get a call down.
Well, Dalton has gone to the sidelines. And we're going to play on 1st and 10.
Yeah, they're going to check this out, Tom. I was surprised they didn't call earlier. Yeah, they're reviewing this play for a targeting, and Dalton's going to get eliminated from the game right here. So a forcible shot up to the head and neck area, and I think North Carolina is going to lose the services of Dalton right here. Watch the location of the helmet. Right in the head. He led forcibly with the head, and I think this is going to be maybe Dalton's last play of the game. And I'm surprised Bowers still awake after that shot. He took a tremendous shot to the head.
Jalen Dalton, the junior from Clemens, North Carolina.
I don't think this is going to take very long to look at. You're going to make this decision pretty quickly.
So the play is being reviewed for a targeting penalty. Based on the replay we saw, it was relatively clear as Bowers was trying to scramble to his right as Dalton came in and made contact.
And what they look for is, are you forcibly launching yourself, or is the target with the crown of your helmet above the head, above the neck, in the head area? And I think you'd say yes, yes on both of those. And really a play that he didn't need to make because he forced the quarterback into a bad situation where Bowers is going to have to throw the ball away.
It was on a 3rd down play. It would have been a punting situation for Cal, but
I don't know what's taking so long to figure this one out. I think of all the calls we've seen and looked at, this is the clearest play we've seen. Certainly don't like to see a guy get eliminated from the game, but
sure, and you can understand, Dave, the exuberance of these young men.
Sure.
First game of the year, you're at home, you want to make a big play. You've got big eyes for the quarterback, but that was an instance where you really needed to just kind of pull up a little bit and let the play finish.
After review, it's personal foul, targeting, number 97 defense. The 15-yard penalty will still be enforced. However, numbers 97 is disqualified.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call right there, and you could see the anxiety on Dalton's face as he was kind of waiting for this to unfold. he knew he had a pretty good idea of how this was going to come out. And so, unfortunately for him, he's played pretty well. We just talked about him making a play on the play before, on the run play. So Jalen Dalton will have to sit and watch this one for the monitor in the locker room.
Disqualified for the remainder of this afternoon against Cal as he is escorted to the North Carolina dressing room. 1st and 10 for Cal after the personal foul. And Jason Strobridge, number 55, replacing Jalen Dalton on that defensive line for the Tar Heels. Bowers felt the pressure again, got rid of it, complete inside the 40. Wharton racing to the goal line, and he gets there for Cal. Vic Wharton made the catch and the throw from Bowers.
You see the Cal faithful responding. There's a good bit of Cal fan. Watch this kid stand in the pocket and wait on this. You talk about courage now. He's got 300-pounders coming from all angles. He takes a huge shot as he lets it go. He waited long enough. Wheel route by the slot receiver. Vesey up the side. I'm sorry, by Wharton. Wharton squeezes it and shows the speed to get it in the end zone. That's an incredible play by the quarterback Bowers.
Second TD pass of the game for Ross Bowers. Had a 10-yard TD pass in the first quarter, and now 67 yards, Dave Archer. Well, that pass to Vic Wharton. Matt Anderson able to add the extra point.
Now let's take a look at this play and how it unfolds. Wharton's in the slot right up here. He's going to run up this way and then wheel it. North Carolina got to try to sort it out. And Bowers is going to stand in there and take the shot. Let it develop. Wait. And he waited to the last moment. They split the two North Carolina defenders. And a good read by Bowers. An excellent speed by Wharton to get it down the field and in the end zone.
Now let's check in with our Charlotte studios, see what's coming up at halftime. Katie?
Well, Tom, on the ACC Network halftime report, we're going to take a look back at this game and everything else going on. You should have heard his reaction when he saw that big play come down.
Hey, listen, Archer called it. That wheel route will do it every time. I also like what I'm seeing in Miami. Slow start, but they've come around.
Coach, you've had your eyes glued on Clemson. What have you seen there?
Kelly Bryant has answered the call. 14 for 20, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, but 7 rushes, 77 yards. Better perimeter speed than Deshaun Watson.
I've been impressed with Michael Carter, the youngster in our game. We're going to talk about it, so stick around for the halftime report. Tom?
Katie, you're right. Michael Carter has a couple of TD runs, but Cal has scored most recently. Vic Wharton, 67 yards. How about this? Coming up postgame, Victory Formation, our postgame show on the ACC.com immediately following the game.
They're working overtime, and how about your coach there? He said, hey, wait a minute. I know about Deshaun Watson as a running ability. I'm talking about a guy that can get to the perimeter and run it, and obviously he's done a heck of a job. I know the guys in the studio are watching and keeping us up to date on everything that's going on.
MJ Stewart on the return for North Carolina, and just short the 25-yard line. 23 yards on the return. Let's take a look at our Haviland defensive shield. Sack totals from a season ago, and the ACC well represented. 3 of the top 4, Dave.
Yeah, Landry for Boston College. Obviously, we saw what DeMarcus Walker did for Florida State, and of course the bevy of people that come in off the bench for Clemson. And let me tell you something, Clemson is reloaded defensively. They're not out of anybody. They got guys that reload, and obviously Alabama's ability.
Christian Wilkins, the leader of that defensive unit. They have a lead on Penn State so far this afternoon for the Tigers in defense of their national championship. That is incomplete to Jordan Brown.
You know, Tom, we talked about all the offensive players, Trubisky's, the Watsons that have moved on to the next level. Well, in my opinion, the defensive side of the football is loaded, and I'm not talking about just a couple of teams. I'm talking about across the conference. We're going to see big-time defensive players all season long. Going to be fun to watch that side of the ball potentially to have their way on some Saturday.
Here's 3 of 10 through the air for Harris. His pass on the money at the 38 to Prohl. And he goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 22 on the connection.
I love Prohl's ability to shoot, get up the field, and kind of dictate what the defender has to do. He's so patient on his routes, but he obviously run them with the proper speed. But the senior coming through on that play.
Harris again. Is into Cal territory on forward progress, 5 yards. to Jordan Brown. And they will mark it, Dave, in Cal territory at the 49.
Good quick decision by the senior here. Brandon Harris, he realized his time when running out, just checked it down to his back.
Harris again at the 45-yard line, complete to Jordan Cunningham. 5 yards as Bynum was on the coverage, number 24 in white.
Cunningham, the transfer from Vanderbilt.
Couple of timeouts for the Tar Heels to work with. 15 seconds to go in the half. Prohl makes the catch at the 32, 12 yards.
Well, key here is Austin Prohl knows where the ball's supposed to be thrown, and Brandon Harris responds. He gets the ball out where Austin's expected it. Defender is to the inside. Prohl's expecting the ball down the stem to the outside. That's exactly where the ball is. So you talk about quarterback and receiver on the same page. Big time right there.
3 catches, 41 yards for Austin Prohl as North Carolina has used its second timeout with 11 seconds to go. Brandon Harris, the transfer from LSU, Dave Archer.
Well, Brandon Harris had he had a really good sophomore year, I believe, and then struggled a little bit last year. He played in 25 games, 13 starts at LSU, so you know he's not afraid to be under the lights or whenever to be on the field, and he's really shown it here in this drive. Got a big arm. They love his ability to run the ball. That fits in with what they want to do at quarterback. And he looks like a senior quarterback here in this drive.
Yeah, proof for 20 touchdowns at LSU, ran for 7. From Bossier City, Louisiana. And now Cal is taking a timeout.
California. It's a 30-second timeout.
Coach Wilcox, you mentioned, the former defensive coordinator, most recently at Wisconsin. So you guys have coached some big-time football. USC, the D coordinator, at Washington, the defensive coordinator. He's been around. He knows his defense, but now having to manage everybody. That's a big switch for coaches that come from the coordinator spot to be the head guy. And I think he's going to fit in extremely well out there.
From 03 to 05, Coach Wilcox was the linebacker coach here at Cal. And that's his receiver, Vic Wharton, who made the big TD grab. I asked Coach Wilcox about coming back to Berkeley as the head coach for Cal, and was it a dream come true scenario? He said he never really aspired to be a head coach. He allowed it to happen and got great experience as a defensive coordinator. Now he's putting it to work on the Cal sideline.
Then Harris looking to the sideline to get the call. He's going to leave the play alone.
Harris is 4 or 5 through the air on this drive. Wants to throw it again. Down the seam, and it's intercepted at the 18-yard line. Devontae Downs for Cal. Here's the return. Up to midfield and to the 45. Downs with the pick for the Bears.
His 4th career interception, the senior linebacker. Again, all you're going to have to do when you watch this is eyeball the quarterback. Where are his eyes? His eyes stay in the middle of the field. He never looks anybody off. That means he's tracking his receiver all the way. Downs is watching the quarterback's eyes in the zone. He just floats to where he looks like he's going to throw the football and comes up with a big play at the end of the half.
That turns out to be the final play of the second quarter. So the teams will head to the locker room after the interception from Downs. North Carolina with a 17-14 lead. We saw 2 quarterbacks employed by North Carolina. Coach Wilcox and his team coming across the country, trailing by 3 as we go down to DJ.
All right, Coach, I know you weren't extremely excited about how the quarter and a half ended, but what did you like about your quarterbacks there in the first half? Both went down and had scoring drives. What did you like about both of them?
I thought both of them handled the situation pretty good. You know, we didn't want to throw that pick there at the end. I mean, we had a chance to get into field goal range.
I know you gave up something big on the defensive side of the football, but you weren't giving up a lot of stuff to Demetrius Robertson. What do you think you got to do in the second half to slow it down?
Well, we got to have to get pressure on the quarterback. That's all we got to do is get some pressure on the quarterback. And got defensive. We're playing really good. We had a really poor decision there on one play, and then they made a big play.
All right, Coach, thank you. Have a good second half. Second half adjustments have to be made by North Carolina. Can't turn the football over, but they're up 17-14, which is a good thing. Katie, Coach, Stan, you guys in the studio.
North Carolina and Cal. East meets West for the first time ever. 17-14 is the halftime lead for North Carolina here at Kenan Memorial Stadium. Tom Wormy and Dave Archer with you. Dave, an interesting first half. You had North Carolina score 17 unanswered points, but how about that late TD toss by Cal and Ross Bowers?
Yeah, I think Ross Bowers has been extremely poised. His first chance to play. He's over 170 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. He's been impressive.
Tell me what you think of Larry Fedora's 2-quarterback system so far in this game.
Yeah, and you start with Brandon Harris, and really that's where it began. He started the game, as Sarat's been very good, led the team to 2 touchdowns opposed to a field goal for Brandon Harris. But when you look at Harris's work today, started early. Quarterback draw here, hits it up the field, gets a first down. Then things kind of slowed down for him. And had a chance to get to Ratliff Williams, overthrew him, and then this was the mistake right at the end of the first half. An interception that snuffed out a potential field goal opportunity. On the other hand, the redshirt freshman, Sarat, has been very good in the run game. Run for what, about 25 yards or so? 31 yards to be exact, but was sharp throwing the football. He's shown a ton of poise for a guy who hadn't played very well either.
All right, Dave, here's a look at our halftime stats presented by Dish.
Yeah, the run game for North Carolina has been impressive. Obviously, the passing plays and the big throw for Bowers is where the bread's being buttered for Cal. But I think both offenses have been maybe a little bit better than we thought, and both defenses have been pushed around a little bit. But for more on Cal, let's go down to DJ, who caught up with Justin Wilcox.
Thanks, fellas. All right, Coach, you found some rhythm in that first half. Your young quarterback play. What assess the play of your young quarterback to start that first half?
I think he's doing a good job. You know, making a couple of decisions I'm sure he'd love to have back, but I loved how he bounced back from a mistake and made a big play for us. I think he's going to continue to do just as well in the second half, so fired up for him.
North Carolina rushed for 148 yards in that first half. What do they have to do defensively to slow them down?
Yeah, the quarterback run's a big part of their game plan. We got to get them off schedule earlier in the series, create some more second and third and longs. They've done a nice job, but we got to do a better job setting edges, running the ball, and tackling.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Have a good second half.
All right.
Arch, Tom, back to you guys.
DJ Michael Carter led the way for North Carolina rushing, 71 yards and a couple of TD runs, one of 2 yards and 9 yards in the second quarter for North Carolina. They also got a field goal in the second quarter from Freeman Jones from 39 yards away. But give Cal credit, Dave, that late touchdown pass. Ross Bowers, 67 yards as he hit Vic Wharton.
Yeah, I've really been impressed with Ross Bowers' poise. He took a monster hit before he threw the touchdown. In fact, Jalen Dalton, the defensive player for North Carolina, was thrown out of the game for the targeting. Bowers bounced back about 2 plays later and made that long throw for the touchdown. So I'm impressed with his poise, really with both quarterbacks for North Carolina as well.
Ready for the second half. This is Davis, and they want to go through the end zone.
We talked about Bowers, and I'm really impressed with his poise. This is a man that had not thrown the ball at the college football level. He did a really good job of, he got some protection, but he did a good job of staying patient, put the ball where only his guys could catch it. There's the touchdown early in the game. Here's the hit I talked about. Jalen Dalton, gigantic hit. But 2 plays later, he does this, stands in the pocket with it just disintegrating around him and makes that throw under pressure to Wharton for the touchdown. So I think the youngster for Cal has the potential to have a pretty good future.
14 of 21, 176 yards. And those 2 TD passes, the 1 interception by Donnie Miles for North Carolina. First and 10, and now Watson.
You know, there's a degree of play that you have to kind of uphold. Cal is known for putting out some pretty good quarterbacks. And recently, obviously, Jared Goff, the first player taken in the draft by the Rams. And last year, Davis Webb went in the middle rounds to the Giants, I believe. And so they've got a degree. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers out there as well. A guy I played with is Steve Bartkowski. A lot of good quarterbacks out of Cal.
Davis Webb threw 37 touchdown passes last year. A 3rd-round pick of the Giants. That'll be 2 yards to Watson. Corey Bell Jr. had the tackle in the bright sunshine, Dave Archer, of Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Well, and I give the fans here from North Carolina and all the people that support Cal here as well, just kind of saying, you know what, I don't care what it's doing. This is a good matchup. I want to go see it. They've come out in a pretty good force to watch this football game on opening day.
Under Carolina blue skies, 3rd down for Cal. Trailing 17-14. Bowers with the time. The ball was underthrown near the 40-yard line, looking for Robertson. MJ Stewart back there in coverage. Let's check in with DJ Shockley with a weather update.
Well, guys, I don't know about you guys up in the booth, but it feels absolutely gorgeous down here. We thought we were going to get some rain today, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's sunny. It's getting a little bit hotter down here, and this field is holding up greatly. After being sodded for a couple of days ago, it's looking really good nice.
By the way, in Berkeley, California today, high 90s temperatures, so the Bears might enjoy these temps as that one rolls inside the 25 and down to the 22. A 48-yard punt. Dylan Klump. What a season last year for the Atlantic Coast Conference. 11 teams participating in bowl games. Clemson Tigers defeating Ohio State and then Alabama in the national championship game a season ago.
Yeah, it was a good season, obviously, and it was really across the country. I think most people felt that the ACC was the best conference in America a year ago. But the toughest thing is to come back and do it again, and that's what we'll watch unfold over the season.
Jordan Brown to the sideline. North Carolina was one of those teams to get to a bowl game. Here's our cookout. Fast fact, 9 bowl game wins, tying an NCAA record. That includes the semifinals and finals of the college football playoff for the Clemson Tigers.
Certainly the Orange Bowl again. Florida State went down the classic battle with Michigan. Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Francois took care of business in that game in a very close, hard-fought battle between the Big Ten and the ACC, and their 5th consecutive win, the ACC, in the Orange Bowl.
Close to that first down marker. Tony McCary, number 97, and White had the tackle of Jordan Brown, the sophomore from Durham, North Carolina. Has enough for a Tar Heel first down, 5 yards on that last play.
Asked Larry Fedora about all the guys they left. How do you feel about this depth that's going to take over now, guys that haven't played very much? He says, I don't know. He says, we'll watch and see what happens, but they've avoided themselves pretty well so far.
Brown got caught in the backfield on that one. Slow developing play.
A good job of getting a stalemate at the line of scrimmage by Cal up front, and then bursting through the middle and making the play in the backfield. Tackle for loss there for McCary. Tony McCary, brother, plays on the other side of the ball.
Senior from Westlake Village, California. Some disruption along that line on 2nd and 12.
Full start. Number 64 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Khalil Rogers, another one of the graduate transfers. Number of graduate transfers here for North Carolina. Kind of a strange number. They brought a lot of number of people in. This guy in from USC.
Dave, don't forget, next Saturday, prime time. Our coverage starts at 7 o'clock. Louisiana Monroe on the road. Tallahassee to take on Florida State. They're number 3 right now. What number will they be when we see them next Saturday? Big game against Alabama tonight in Atlanta. Surratt, 7 yards. Devontae Downs the tackle.
Well, so far I like the way Chazz Surratt has taken care of the ball. He was going to throw the ball to the outside here and just didn't like it. Got some pressure to the inside and pulled it down, tucked the ball away, and minimized the damage, and wants to line up here on 3rd down. But you don't get a lineup on 3rd down if you throw it to the other team. So I think he's done a nice job of taking care of the ball.
4 of 9 and 3rd down conversions in the first half for the Tar Heels. Again, they were 2nd best in the conference on 3rd down a year ago. This is 3rd and long for Sarat. He runs into a roadblock at the 35. Devontae Downs. Now, we've called number 1's name a few times this afternoon, Dave.
Yeah, Downs came in as their leading tackler from a year ago, and has not disappointed. Has an interception as well. Got 11 tackles already in the game as Devontae Downs. That's a big-time effort. Mountain Lake Terrace, Washington native. And we were told, and we watched some tape on him, we thought these 2 linebackers were big time, and they have been.
Tom Sheldon is the punter. He's the oldest player in the Atlantic Coast Conference. 28 years old, Dave, out of Victoria, Australia, more of a rugby background. He just barely got that one away.
Look at his tip.
Yeah, the official did indicate that ball was in fact tipped as it comes to rest inside the 25-yard line. 40 yards on the punt from Tom Sheldon. Looks like Ashton Davis might have got a piece of it.
It's time for
Sheldon just does get that one away. Cal will have the football when we come back. The old well on the spectacular North Carolina campus. 17-14 ACC football presented by Mellow Mushroom. Tickets to the 2017 Dr. Pepper ACC Championship are on sale now. Purchase a 4-pack and receive $20 in Bojangles gift cards and 4 ACC hats. Reserve your 4-pack today. Also enter to win a luxury suite for 10 at the ACC.com/SweetLife. I guess, Dave Archer.
Boy, it's hard to say. I think it's going to be a very competitive league. Obviously, got to lean towards Florida State, and got to lean towards Miami. And that was really one of the matchups they had hoped would happen earlier than now. Those two teams have never met in the ACC Championship, the Florida battle. But to do a little bit of cleanup here, there was a foul called after we went to a break. It was Cal had 2 guys on the punt return unit with the same number, 5-yard penalty, and so Cal starts 5 yards back on where they receive the kick.
And Weary. It's a short gain for Cal. Give him 5 as he lunged forward. Malik Carney on the tackle for North Carolina. Last year, Justin Wilcox was with Wisconsin.
Bringing in Malik McMorris to play the H-back position, 5'11", 290.
It's going to be Watson, Dave, trying to string it out. Here comes the cavalry.
Yeah, going to be a hard to outrun Andre Smith at the middle linebacker spot. He tracks people down. DeJuan Drennan also out there coming back off injury, number 17. But look at number 10. Seek and destroy is his motto, and he gets it done on that play. He is going to be a tough guy to keep off the all-ACC first team at linebacker, and there's a lot of people being talked about. He certainly should be in the conversation. I think he's going to have a big year.
Junior from Jacksonville, Florida, Andre Smith. Number 10 for the Heels. It is 3rd and 6. Bowers pass up to the 25 and no further. Singleton made the catch.
Well, it's Donnie Miles again, Tom. Another big hit. Miles, remember, knocked one out earlier in the game if you were with us. And here he's going to come up, reads the play all the way on the shallow drag, and drops the hammer. Good job of tracking the play, really reading the play. That's another thing I've been impressed with both sides, but Miles in particular and MJ Stewart, their ability to diagnose what's going on the route and get there as the ball's arriving.
Donnie Miles also has an interception to his credit in the second quarter as Klump is back into punt. Ricky Prohl, the deep man, Austin Prohl, the deep man. Ricky's in the seats watching Austin. Backtrack, make a move at the 20. Up to the 30 before he's wrapped up shy of the 35. 62 yards on the punt, 17 on the return by Prohl. North Carolina up 17-14. Michael Carter on the run for North Carolina, around the corner and up past the 45.
Now, Michael Carter, highly touted freshman out of Florida, has been outstanding. Prior to that run, he had 71 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he has been dynamic. You thought about losing Elijah Hood and T.J. Logan. Enter Michael Carter and Jordan Brown.
8 carries, 85 yards from Michael Carter. After that previous run, Sarat, the left-hander, in space, complete at the 40. It's Jordan Cunningham.
How about the poise of this kid? I mean, watch him wait. It's really fun to watch him wait on plays. He has a good feel for the pressure. He trusts his ability to get out of there if it runs out. Impressive.
14 yards on the Sarat pass. Now inside the 35 goes Michael Carter.
Well, we've mentioned kind of some of the numbers from high school, but does it transfer to this level? And really, they liked him in practice, Chazz Surratt, did Larry Fedora, but you just don't know until the lights come on or until the sun comes out on game day, which we've got right now, and he is performing at a really high level.
Short gain on the last play. Dave, as you look at Surratt's body language and poise, what sort of evaluation do you make as you watch the young man?
Yeah, it's really impressive. He's not wowed by the moment. It's almost like he was born for the moment. He's handling extremely well. I know he's got a tremendous amount of confidence, and it's coming out on the field.
See what he can do on third down. North Carolina 4 of 10. The catch is made at the 25. Jordan Cunningham, third down, converted for Carolina.
Cunningham going to run the slant to the inside there. Well thrown ball again right there, where as soon as Cunningham comes out of the break, the ball is available to him. Good tight coverage by Cal, but a good throw by Sarat.
First and 10 from the 25. Sarat, the redshirt freshman from Denver, North Carolina. Wants to sling it again. Just overshot his receiver, Brandon Fritz. Although he did step up, Dave, and avoid that pressure.
Yeah, there's the pressure. And again, this is just another indication of his poise. Never panics here. Pressure's going to come. He trusts his skills to step out of the pocket. Has great pocket presence for a freshman, but just a little too tall with the throw. So we had to find something to blame the freshman for, and he'd been pretty good up to that point. So we'll let him slide on that one.
Second and 10. Flags are out. At least one of them. Right at the 25-yard line. Michael Mothershed is our referee this afternoon.
Full start. Number 71 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down. The player came across the neutral zone, and number 71 actually touched the player without reacting.
What?
Dave, while we digest that, down to DJ.
Archie, talk about the poise of Chazz Surratt. When he comes off the sideline, his demeanor is always positive. He never looks like he's up or down. This guy has a lot of poise. He plays with it. You can see the movement in the pocket. He doesn't look like a guy who hasn't played before. He has the poise and the demeanor that you like out of your young quarterback.
It reminds me of a young Donald Shockley Jr. when he first came into Georgia. I got a chance to do Shock's games. That tells you how old I am. I got a chance to do Shock's games when he was in college, and he had the same kind of poise.
I can't believe you called me by my government name there. Not a lot of people know that, and you just threw it out there.
Yeah,
that's why you're my guy.
Got to welcome you into the ACC family. They want to know everything about you.
Once again, that is DJ Shockley on the sidelines for us this season. Great to welcome him into our ACC Network family. This is our opening game of 13 straight weeks of college football here on the ACC Network. Sarat, safety valve, Brown.
That's a screen pretty well set up here, Tom, but give Cal a ton of credit on defense. They smelled it out right away and got over and limited the game.
So that brings up fourth down. Our first and 10 line presented by Cookout, serving fresh char-grilled hamburgers and 40 fancy milkshakes.
Yeah, in a true burger place, they give you a milkshake. I don't think you can get a burger without a milkshake. It's really good at Cookout.
All right, Freeman Jones now 45 yards away, Dave. The field goal attempt for North Carolina, and it is no good. He had made one in the second quarter from 39 yards away. He misses the 45-yard attempt. And we'll be back after a word from your ACC station. Yesterday it was the heavy rains here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Today in the second half, the sun is out. Brilliant sunshine for Cal on the drive. Bowers pass incomplete up near the 35 to Trey Watson.
Got a pretty good job that time by Cole Holcomb. Remember, he was beaten on the same play if you were with us in the first half. He ran the little angle route inside to Cole Holcomb. And Holcomb this time right in his hip pocket made the throw tough for Bowers.
Bowers is 16 of 25 through the air, 181 yards. Couple of TDs and that one interception by Donnie Miles.
Cal got North Carolina spread out with 5 receivers. This
is over the middle near the 40. Wow, what a catch from Noah. Had to go upstairs to get it, Dave, and he collected 14 yards.
Yeah, it takes a lot of gumption and guts to go inside with the ball up high like that and go catch, especially with Miles has drilled a couple of people already. Excellent job there to make the catch by Noah.
Watson has the carry for 4 yards for Cal.
Well, again, Cal kind of sticking to their game plan. Throwing periodically, but doing a good job of keeping their backs. Remember, our keys to the game for Cal was to stay balanced, and I think they've done a nice job of balancing Bowers as a young quarterback throwing it, and their 2 outstanding running backs.
They had that 67-yard pass play for a touchdown to Vic Wharton near the end of the first half. Wharton's longest catch of his career. 3 catches, 97 yards. He's the leading receiver for Cal. Vic Wharton. Another pass attempt. Bowers stepped up. Incomplete. Looked like KJ Sales had a hand in there to deflect it away from Robertson.
Yeah, good tight coverage in the secondary. Sales being the guy that knocks it out here. Good protection up front. He's able to climb in the pocket as Bowers. Through the ball. Ball maybe a tad behind on the throw to Noah, and it allows Sales to get the left hand in and bat it out.
The crowd responding to 3rd down for Cal. They are 4 of 11 on 3rd down against his Carolina defense. Pressure off the edge. Bowers gets away. An open man down the sideline. Patrick Laird inside the 20. Look at Laird stay on his feet and get to the end zone for a touchdown. What a play by Cal on 3rd down. 54 yards.
Well, give Ross Bowers the bulk of the credit here. Obviously, outstanding running late by Laird. Look at Bowers deal with the traffic, buy some time, and then finds Laird. North Carolina makes a mistake on coverage, leaves Laird alone. An excellent running at the back end. Good job by Laird to get it in the end zone. Laird's right back here. He gets lost in coverage. Let's see how North Carolina tries to sort this out. You know, a corner fire off the edge, and you saw him bump the back off and let him go. When the back slips out, that's an opportunity. He's got to come off of his blitz to stay with Laird. He did not. And a good job by Bowers to keep the play alive and get it to Laird down the sideline.
On the 3rd TD pass of the game for Ross Bowers. That one to Patrick Laird. California has taken the lead over North Carolina. 21-17, 4:23 to go in the 3rd quarter. 54 yards on the pass play to Laird. So Cal has scored 2 consecutive TDs, Dave, late in the first half, early in the second half.
Tom, let's take a look now. What they're going to do is they're going to come with a corner fire as North Carolina. They're going to rotate the safety over to take that receiver. If the back comes out, this corner has to bump him off and stay with him. That's what happens here. Laird's going to slip out of the backfield. You see the corner stop for a second and make the collision right here, but then he's going to turn him loose and run. He's his cover guy. And as soon as he turns him loose, there is nobody for Laird. And Laird is there. Bowers finds him. And good running on the back end by Laird to get it in the end zone. Boy, good running at the back end of that bite by Laird. And remember, Laird's staying on the sidelines. We know in where he's been taking snaps. We know Trey Watson. Laird's had a couple opportunities, and both times he's touched the ball, he's gotten a good gain in that one, a 51-yard touchdown.
The numbers now for Bowers, 249 yards in those 3 TD passes, but the last 2, 67 yards and 54 yards. Ratliff Williams goes to the 22. They'll mark him at the 21 on the return. 19 yards for Ratliff Williams. Fans, picture yourself at the 2017 Dr. Pepper ACC Football Championship. Mellow Mushroom is giving you the opportunity to be there. Visit mellowmushroom.com/ACC to enter for your chance to win the Mellow Mushroom VIP sweepstakes. There's a Cal player shaken up on the kickoff.
Not been able to identify him yet, Tom. These kick returns are head-on collisions.
Again, that is Anthony Ratliff Williams, head down into the pile on the return.
It looks like it's either Jeremiah Hopkins or Jalen Hopkins. the brothers. Number 6. They both wear number 6. Just kind of a collision there where the old wedge used to be.
Yeah, both Jalen and Jeremiah, both, as Dave mentioned, wearing number 6. Jalen's a sophomore, Jeremiah a freshman.
Buena Park, California.
Katie, thank you.
Now Justin Wilcox, head coach for Cal, leaning in to check on one of his players. You know, Tom, we talk about Cal, and they put out some quality people and players. Ron Rivera, one of those. He's the head coach of Carolina Panthers now. Was an outstanding linebacker, All-American his senior year, and then went on to be the Defensive Player of the Year in 1983 in the Pac-10. Went on to the Chicago Bears. He was part of the 1985 Bear team that won the Super Bowl. Of course, now is the coach of Carolina, and he's also on the ballot as a finalist to get into the College Football Hall of Fame. He, along with Tony Gonzalez, the great tight end that also played at Cal. So congratulations to those two guys.
The Cal player being helped off of the field right now, Jalen Hawkins. So Jalen Hawkins making his way to the sidelines. Just to follow up on Coach Rivera, how about this, Dave? 26.5 tackles for loss in '83 when he was the co-defensive player of the year. That is a record that still stands.
Yeah, that's a career for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And he had it one season. He was outstanding linebacker.
He was also part of the play in 1982, or at least on that Cal roster. And the 5 lateral return against Stanford. I think everybody remembers that. Brandon Harris is the quarterback for North Carolina. Harris on the run for a short game. Down to DJ.
Guys, you were just talking about the things that's happened on that last drive. Just saw Andre Smith go down to the defensive backs and come back down and say, hey, we got to stay disciplined, especially when the quarterback's moving. And Donnie Miles comes right back down and tells the defensive line and the linebackers, guys, we got you. We will make sure that we stay locked on to our guys. Keep doing your job, and we'll make sure we do ours.
That's what it takes. It's communication between the two sides. No finger pointing. Stay together.
This one is up for grabs and taken by Cal. Deron Brown on the deflection, interception, ball back to the Bears at the 27-yard line of North Carolina.
Well, again, the quarterback's eyes, and that's what's killing Harris here, is he's eyeballing the receiver. Davidson is going to he's going to bat the ball in here. Number 31, the linebacker, is going to bat the ball in here. Remember, he's going to, those inside guys, they're in a zone. They're going to follow the quarterback's eyes. And Harris, he looks at the slot all the way. Well, Davidson's tracking him all the way. He just bats the ball in the air. Nice play to get it by Deron Brown. But another play to prevent a short field opportunity for this Cal offense.
Third turnover by North Carolina. Cal has not scored on the previous 2 turnovers by the Tar Heels. Trey Watson forced backwards. See Cason Collins, number 23. Aaron Crawford also, sophomore.
But really, Tom, all you're looking for, obviously you want to break every play. You like to take every play to the house. But you want to get the reasonable amount of yardage for each down to keep the chains moving. And a good job of pressing the hole by Watson. And he kind of leaned forward for 4 yards.
Don't forget next Saturday in primetime, Louisiana Monroe in Tallahassee to take on Florida State. Seminoles playing Alabama tonight in Atlanta. And a coverage sack for North Carolina, Malik Carney. A loss of 1 as Carney has the sack and the flex.
5.5 sacks a year ago for Carney. Does a nice job of kind of crushing the pocket. As Tom said, he's right out there on that right side, starts to, and he spools back in. As Bowers escapes and climbs up in the pocket, Carney comes off his block to make the play. But that was exactly as Tom said, a coverage sack here. Don't be surprised to see a screen of some kind from Bowers.
4 receivers for Bowers on 3rd down. Has to step up and flip it. It's intercepted. Andre Smith across midfield. Smith racing for the end zone. Does he have enough in the tank to get there? He does not. Robertson pulled him
game. And a good job of stand on coverage. And again, Tom talked about a coverage sack. This is a pressure interception. Excellent job of being on the coverage. And now he just drew the unfortunate fact that the probably the fastest player on the field, Demetrius Robertson, tracks him down. But a nice play by, I think, a guy that's really going to be in the mix for potentially one of the top defensive players in the conference, Andre Smith.
73 yards on the return and the interception of Ross Bowers. First and goal, North Carolina. Sarat at quarterback.
Well, look at this sideline scene period. Now they're going to change it based on the look from the coaches. They're going to change it. They've had some success with the option play, the quarterback draw.
Sarat to his left, flips it forward, scooped up. That's going to be an incomplete pass.
And they went to the option play. That was the look they saw. They were outnumbered. To the left side was Cal's defense, so they checked to the option and just pitched forward a little bit that time. Unfortunately for North Carolina, probably a little bit. So it ends up being, it's kind of a negative play, but it being a positive because it was called a forward pass. But it becomes telling now a little bit for North Carolina now when you think Chazz Surratt in the game. A couple of turnovers by Brandon Harris. We told you that this competition is ongoing at North Carolina. And Surratt is the guy that's got a chance to potentially punch in a third touchdown in his watch.
Sarat to the goal line, diving for the pylon. Touchdown, North Carolina. Thomas Jackson with the effort to get to the pylon for the score from 4 yards out.
Boy, did he possess this football long enough, Tom? That'll be the question I've got. It's an outstanding catch and a good quick throw by Sarat. Does he hold the ball to signify that he's caught it? Certainly looks like to me he possessed the ball enough. A lot of times the officials are looking for a tuck away or something like that. It wouldn't be surprised me if they did take a look at it. He makes a football move, and that's kind of the terminology used. He caught it and extended it. That would tell you that he had possession of it. Broke the pylon. Nice play by Jackson.
The pass by Sarat, the dive by Thomas Jackson. North Carolina players not afraid to dive for that pylon. We've seen it on a number of occasions today. And off the interception and the big return from Andre Smith of 73 yards, it culminates in the TD pass from Sarat as he found Thomas Jackson for 4 yards.
Go down to DJ Shockley. Shock, remember the question you asked Austin Prohl, is there another guy you could kind of watch for on this offense?
Yeah, he talked about him specifically, said he's the guy that he's really worked his butt off in practice. He's really done a good job of being there and being dependable. As you can see, he's showing up right here on Saturday when the lights are shining.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I thought that was a great question Shock asked Austin Prohl in our conversation yesterday, and boy, he didn't even hesitate. He said, well, the guy who would shoot out to me is Thomas Jackson. He's a senior, but he has really worked hard, and boy, that was a big-time play to possess the ball and get it in the end zone. And again, under Chazz Surratt's watch, albeit a 4-yard drive, 2 plays, 3 touchdowns with Chazz Surratt on the field.
First career TD pass for Chazz Surratt, the redshirt freshman. There will be no return from Cal. The AP Top 25 brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Dave, number 1, number 3, head-to-head tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait for the game and to watch it. Clemson laying the wood in their game. Kelly Bryant, as coach has talked about, has been spectacular today back in our studios in Charlotte. Louisville comes in here next week with a guy that I'm trying to remember his name, Lamar something, but he's coming in here bringing.
I think
Louisville
it's Jackson.
In. Yeah, Jackson.
Yes.
It might be Jackson.
Good. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's got some hardware he's coming with him.
And Weary goes out of bounds beyond the 30 up to the 33-yard line, and he got 8.
Well, Tom, think about it. 2 short field opportunities for Cal on offense, and one resulted in a field goal. The next one results in an interception. It's almost taken back for a touchdown. They have not handled those opportunities very well.
And North Carolina has turned it over 3 times. Cal has not scored off of those turnovers. And 14 points, as Dave mentioned, for North Carolina off of the 2 Cal turnovers.
It's all about taking, there's going to be things happen to you. DJ's talked about the things that happen to you in a game. How do you handle them? North Carolina's handled them better than Cal has so far today.
And Weary trying to break free up towards the 44-yard line. Louisville coming in as the next opponent for North Carolina. They haven't met with the Cardinals since 2013. That was a loss at Louisville, which was not yet a member of the ACC. So they meet for the first time as ACC foes coming up next week. They haven't played them at home since 2011. Laird around the corner. It's close to a first down.
Yeah, you look at North Carolina's schedule, the opening part of the season, mentioned that 16th ranked Louisville, got to go to ODU. Duke is always a battle. It's the earliest time in the rivalry between Duke and North Carolina. They played this early. Obviously, added Georgia Tech's not easy. And then you get Notre Dame. So just a nice, easy schedule to open the season for Tar Heels.
Yes, with a youthful North Carolina team. They lost at Duke last year by a single point. Now this is 3rd and short, and Weary, did he get enough, Dave? He has crossed in the Tar Heel territory, but is it enough for a first down?
It looks like they've marked him short, Tom, about a football short, and this might be a place where Justin Wilcox rolls the dice. He's got a 245-pound back that's been pretty successful in short yardage. That's the first time North Carolina's really rolled him back in that situation.
Davey also has a 285-pound back in Malik McMorris also.
Yeah, I don't think he gets to touch the ball. He's supposed to shorten somebody's neck.
So let's see what Bo Baldwin, the offensive coordinator for Cal, dials up. Watch the play clock. It's down to 8. The game clock down to 2. And they won't. That should be the end of the quarter. And it is. What a game. The Bears and the Tar Heels were headed to the 4th. It's a 3-point game here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The fans at Kenan Memorial Stadium ready for the 4th quarter. Cal and North Carolina, it has been an entertaining game. The lead has gone back and forth here in the second half. Now it's 4th and short for Cal. They were the best in the Pac-12 in this situation last year. They've got it on 4th down. Vic and Weary, 3 yards, and the sticks are going to roll.
He's got a nice feel, Tom, for where the soft spot in the defense is. He's done this a number of times where he just slides to a spot. North Carolina stacks it up pretty good, but he's going to watch him slide to the backside here. Slides and runs through the tackle, but he had already made the first down at that point. So he's got a nice feel, the big back, of finding that little soft spot and hitting it ahead.
North Carolina led 17-14 at halftime. Bowers, the pass, had an open man, but did not hit Laird.
Wow, he had an opportunity there. Holcomb had been pushed inside. The linebacker had pushed inside on that play. So now you start to wonder a little bit if you're a coordinator, head coach, you start looking and thinking, there's Bo Baldwin, the play caller and offensive coordinator. You start to think, okay, is my young quarterback starting to feel it a little bit? He's starting to come unwound a little bit here. He had Laird open for a big play right there.
Bowers has thrown 3 touchdown passes, but 1 interception. Delay. Pass goes inside the 40-yard line and complete. Veazey.
And a good quick read that time by Bowers. He just missed the throw. He sees the corner coming off the short side and shoots it outside quick enough to get a good pickup there on 2nd down.
Kept them short of the first down. 3rd and 1. 5 of 14 on 3rd in the game. Going to be close as Laird went into the line. Yep. Fox with the stop.
I think he's got a first down based on where they're spotted on the far side. Looks like it is.
Needed to get to the 37-yard line, Dave. I don't know. Let's take a look at the spot.
Yeah, they marked it.
Yep.
They marked it. The guy on the short side of the field has it marked in a completely different place than the guy on the other side of the field. So,
it is less than a yard for Cal.
Yeah, you're going to bring the big back in. You're going to do it again. North Carolina's challenge is to try to get a hat on this big back short of the, because I think if you hit him at the line of scrimmage or around the line of scrimmage, you're not going to stop him.
They're going to bring the sticks out for the official measurement.
There's no doubt that Coach Wilcox is going to go here.
Right.
He's already got Weary on the field.
Again, they had to get to the 37. That ball is between the 37 and 38.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a hesitation. I wouldn't hesitate to hit him with, give him the opportunity. And now, if you're North Carolina, are you willing to crowd the line of scrimmage, go man-to-man on the outside for a play fake and a deep shot?
Second, fourth down of the drive for Cal. They converted the first one just moments ago. They're going to go again.
Yeah, I think to stop in Weary, you're going to have to get his feet stopped in the backfield.
4th and 1 for the Bears. They're going to pass it. Complete.
My goodness.
Inside the 30 to the 25. Malik McMorris. All 5'11", 290 pounds of them. 18 yards on the play.
Tom, this is not an easy catch either. Yes, you have to loop it over the top to McMorris. He's the big fella lined up in the backfield right there. Just going to slip in the thigh. Play action fake. Knew that North Carolina was lined up in the line of scrimmage to take away the run. And how about the big guy reeling it in over the shoulder?
McMorris, the junior from Santa Ana, California. He's made the biggest play of the game for Cal up to this minute to keep this drive alive on 4th down and less than a yard. They toss it out to McMorris.
Yeah, his 4th career reception. Got a touchdown mixed in there as well. The safety creeping over right here.
Bowers got it away to the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. Jordan Duncan went up to get it. McMorris made the play on 4th down, and it's Duncan with the TD catch. 20 yards for Cal.
And Tom, Bowers gets drilled again on this play, but he's going to stand in. He's got no backs in the backfield, little stunt. He gets hit just as he lets it go. Look where the location of the ball is. Back shoulder. And Duncan makes the grab. But look at the location of the football under pressure. Very impressive. Outstanding job by Bowers to put the ball where only his guy could get it.
How about his 4th touchdown pass of the game day in his first collegiate start? Cal has taken the lead. Ross Bowers, his 4th TD pass of the game, on the money to Jordan Duncan.
Back in a sun-splashed Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Ross Bowers, the young quarterback for Cal, has guided his team into the lead. 5 of 6 for 188 yards on 20-plus yard throws, 3 of those for touchdowns. Been really impressive as the young quarterback. And by the way, real quickly, Jordan Duncan, pretty good job of knowing offense. His offensive coordinator in high school, Brett Favre.
It's pretty good. Our third quarter stats are brought to you by the North Carolina Education Lottery. Celebrating 11 years, over $5 billion raised for education. To learn more, visit nclottery.com.
Well, it hasn't been a clean game by any stretch. You got the turnovers, 5 turnovers, but look how good both teams have been once they reach the red zone. You got 100% in red zone opportunities to be able to put the ball in the scoring column. So nice job by both teams when they've been given that 20-yard in there opportunity.
4 TD passes for Bowers. The catch by Duncan, his first of the game for the touchdown. Bowers has used 10 different receivers this afternoon. Quick little shovel pass. And shy of the 30 as we head to our Charlotte studios.
Walton coming back off a 1,000-yard season, off to a good start for the Canes.
It's Jordan Brown, 4 yards.
Big question for the U was, how was Rozier going to spawn at quarterback? And he's been pretty good today. And it's always easy when you got a back that runs it like Mark Walton does.
Miami's working on a 5-game winning streak. If you go back to last season, we saw them get a road victory near the end of the season against NC State here in the ACC Network. Sarat Escapes the pressure and dives for the 35. He looks like he's got enough for the first down, and he does, out to the 36.
Once again, Tom, really impressive. He does not force the ball. He knows it's third and short. He can't take a sack. And then you see his athleticism to get to the edge and understanding where the sticks were to dive forward to get the first down.
From their own 36 for North Carolina, trailing 28-24. We've had 4 lead changes in our game and 3 in the second half after that most recent TD pass by Bowers and Cal. Brown, near side. Gets submarined by Cameron Saffel.
Yeah, really well played by Saffel, too. This is a guy that was 5th on the team in tackles a year ago, but does a really good job of playing off the block, making the play.
Ross Bowers, his first collegiate start. As Dave told you, his only stats coming into the game were 1 rush for no gain last year. Sarat wants to rush. Flag is out as he crosses the 40 up toward the 43-yard line. But a flag came flying in after a 4-yard pickup from Sarat. Downs had the tackle.
Been a pretty clean game for the offensive line, but they're going to get here with a hold call.
Holding. Number 51 offense. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
The run negated for Surratt. Our coverage of ACC football being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network. We welcome the men and women of the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines stationed around the globe in 175 countries and on the high seas. So proud to have you with us, and we hope you are enjoying the broadcast. How could you not? 28-24, Cal leading North Carolina. As we just told you, the lead has gone back and forth on a number of occasions this afternoon. We started out with some drizzle and fog. Now we have bright sunshine here in Chapel Hill. Play clock down to 1. The whistle just before the play clock ran out. North Carolina has taken its first timeout.
Tom, that was a hard one for him to kind of figure out what Cal was doing. They did a nice job of disguising it, and so they had to burn the timeout.
We will also step aside. North Carolina trailing Cal. They provided lunch. It did not last long with this crew.
No, we were lucky to even get a slice. DJ and I shared a slice.
But a well-deserved lunch provided by Mellow Mushroom. Cole kind of reached out for it. Incomplete.
Really fortunate for North Carolina. This ball's not picked off. This is the most inaccurate throw that Sarat has had. And Bynum, the freshman, almost stole it. Number 24 there for Cal.
Third and 18 for North Carolina. 6 of 13 in the game on third down day.
This is usually draw play or screen when you got third and long. They're expecting zone out of the defense and trying to keep everything in front of them. So you try to set up a picket line for the back or receiver, try to make it a punt return.
4 receivers for Sarat. Tries to pick one out. Being chased down. Just barely got it away up near midfield. It's caught for the first down. Roscoe Johnson, number 85, 21 yards.
Yeah, another freshman on the field, the redshirt freshman, but it's such a benefit to you when you have a quarterback that can move. Nothing open, buys time, gets the ball up the field for the first down.
Carter takes it into Cal territory. What a play by Sarat. Defense was bearing down on him, floated it up near midfield for 21 yards. Johnson made the catch.
And he's really handled himself extremely well, has the redshirt freshman Sarat.
To throw it again. Brown inside the 40, a punishing run after the catch by Brown. He's got a first down at 11 yards.
Again, decision making. He wants to throw the ball to Prohl. He realizes time's running out, drops the ball to his back, Jordan, and another first down. And I think North Carolina's got excited about this quarterback.
A whistle is going to stop the progression of this play. Flag is out.
False start. Number 85 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, that's what freshmen do, right? They give and they take away. He just makes the big catch on the scramble play, and then he jumps offside. So you got to go through some of that with these young guys.
Quick discussion on the sideline with his teammates. 7th penalty against North Carolina.
Well, you see where he's standing. He's not on the field anymore, so that's a little lesson for them. Don't make a mistake. We can't keep you in there.
1st and 15 after they mark off the penalty. Surratt wants to take off. Tries to put the shoulder down and brought in some contact. Got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, Sarat. He ran into Funchess, number 36.
Yeah, he wanted the little shallow drag route, and it just wasn't there. And again, nothing happened there other than they lost 4 yards. But you get a lineup again with the ball. This kid's done a really good job of taking care of the football, and he still made plays. And that's a hard balance to make, especially as a freshman.
Sarat has a TD pass in the game that came in the 3rd quarter. Has to tuck and run. Spinning away from the Cal defense. And Sarat lost 1. Luke Beckett.
Yeah, Looney, Beckett. They got a number of players coming in. The Seffel, guy that led him in sacks a year ago. So Cal trying to turn up the heat a little bit on the young quarterback. Speed up his thought process.
You mentioned Looney, Dave. He started his career at Wake Forest in his freshman season. They did not have North Carolina on the schedule, and the subsequent transfer to Cal for the senior from Lakewood, Florida.
Well, his father and their family are actually staying in our hotel. Skip, who does a great job spotting for us, evidently entertained me into the night, or vice versa.
Surratt trying to write his own story here. That floater is caught near the 30. Jordan Cunningham came back to the football for the grab, and 14 yards, about 3 yards short of a first down.
Yeah, but the key here is you're in field goal range if you'd like to make that decision. If you're Larry Fedora, it looks like he's going to keep his offense on the field here and go for it on about 3rd and a long 3. 4th and a long 3, I'm sorry. They're going to try to draw him offside. A lot of movement here. I think North Carolina's going to settle for a field goal, but I think he's trying to draw him off.
Sarat incomplete. Trying to hit Cunningham. Quentin Tartable disrupting the flow, knocking it down, and the ball is going back to the Cal Bears for the fans who made the trip across our nation. You are watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.
Tom, let's look at this 4th down play. We'll let you be a quarterback at home. Here's the 2 defenders you're going to read. Do you throw the curl route to the receiver or the back in the left flat? You dump the ball to the back in the left flat. You got a one-on-one situation there. I'm going to trust that as opposed to forcing it into coverage. Young quarterback still learning on the field. Surratt tried to force it into the curl route when he had his back open potentially for first down.
Flags are out as Cal went up to the line ready for 1st and 10 from the 30.
Number 99 offense.
It's going to be against Cal.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Let's go back to Charlotte. Katie? Katie, thank you. I love when Coach Bowden proceeds what he's going to say with, oh, because you know something good is coming. When he says, oh, I love that, or I don't like that, or whatever. It's always great, though.
Think how much tape that man's watched. How successful he was as a coach. And him to see it unfold before it ever happens. Pretty cool.
Yeah, don't forget our Victory Formation postgame show featuring Tommy Bowden, Stan Norfleet, and Katie Witham on the ACC.com. I spent 3 years in the studio with Coach Bowden. What a great man to converse with, talk football with. And now he's got Stan in there for his 2nd year, and Katie holding down the 4th with those 2 guys in our Charlotte studios.
I think we finally talked Stan out of wearing University of Virginia eyes on the show, though.
2nd and long for Cal. Bowers, pocket is starting to deteriorate. You had to get rid of it. Incomplete pass to Wary.
I think the pocket presence for these quarterbacks have been pretty good, especially Chazz Surratt and Cross Bowers. They kind of sense when things are starting to break down. And now 3rd and 16 or 3rd and 15 here for Bold Baldwin. And the offensive coordinator got a young quarterback that's been really good today, but he's also thrown the ball to the other team in a tight game. See if he tries to protect him with his play call.
5 of 15 in this situation for Bowers and the Bears.
Looking left the whole way. Over top of the secondary, and it is caught at the 40. Vic Wharton.
Boy, the deep out route on the wide side of the field tells you a little bit about Ross Bowers' arm strength. Three-man pass rush for the Tar Heels. Zone coverage. MJ Stewart just plays a little bit too soft on the play and challenged Bowers to make a throw, and he sure did, right on the sideline. Perfect location for the football for Wharton.
16 yards on the catch for Wharton, the junior from Spring Hill, Tennessee, who has a 67-yard TD catch in our game. That happened in the second quarter, late in that period. And Weary will slow things down with a minimal gain. Give them 2. Watch the clock. 5:48 and rolling for Justin Wilcox and the Bears, leading by 4.
Yeah, ideally they'd like to eat as much clock as they can, Tom, before they punt it, but they'd like to get down maybe potentially in field goal range to put themselves up a full score.
How about Wharton's day? 4 catches, 113 yards, and that touchdown that I just mentioned. Cal is going to elect to use a timeout on 2nd and 8. So the Bears will talk about it, and we'll be back after a word from your local ACC station.
Directly, whether it's indirectly with the team and or the game, he says he loves doing all that stuff. He says he knows it's all important. And he set an example for everybody in his new regime as you handle the little things, the big things will work for you. You know, I was really impressed with us and talking to Coach Wilcox.
Yeah, the 40-year-old who played defensive back at Oregon in the late 90s, all-conference player in his own right. This is a deep pass that will float out of bounds. You know, Coach Wilcox, Dave, 40 years old, one of the younger head coaches in all of the nation, but great bloodlines. His father, Dave, is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was a linebacker for the 49ers. His brother, Josh, played for New Orleans as well in the NFL.
Yeah, they've been around the game. He's been around the game his whole life. I think they're excited about what he brings to the table. Now Bowers takes the shot, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Demetrius Robertson's caught a ball today. Has he caught a pass today? The big-time sophomore wide receiver, freshman All-American.
We are efforting that information.
Oh, he's got 3. Okay, he hadn't made an impact in the game. 3 for 12, and that was a guy that North Carolina really feared in this game.
3rd and 8 for Cal. Bowers on the run. He's got to have it at midfield, and he slides into second base safely. 11 yards on the scamper. Ross Bowers, and the sticks roll.
I think it's been fun to watch these two guys, Tom, both Chazz Surratt and Bowers, to be able to get out of the pocket, avoid the rush, sees that it's man coverage, so he finds an area. Nobody's accounting for the quarterback. Bowers gets a big run to extend the drive, and more importantly, maybe for Cal, as he's eating clock.
Dave, we're inside of 5 minutes to go in regulation. Matt Anderson, one of the more outstanding kickers in Cal history, although his only attempt came in the second quarter, and he missed from 45 yards away. That's a run maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Hey, I want to bring shock in here, Tom. DJ, this is a time when we as quarterbacks, you like to eat the clock. The 4-minute offense sure helps when you got 2 backs like Cal had.
Yeah, it does, and this is a critical time and a critical moment in the game for Ross Bowers to understand how to milk this clock. You probably do it in practice all the time, but to have those 2 backs he has back there and the leadership they have, this is a critical moment.
Bowers working down that play clock. Big pass over the middle. It's caught. Wharton racing inside the 10, and Wharton tackled at the 5. Patrice Rene may have saved a touchdown. 1st and goal, Cal.
Well, North Carolina gets caught in a blitz, and actually Cal gets away with one of their offensive linemen being downfield, which is pretty interesting.
43 yards, Dave, on this play. You see the tail end of the play, though, as Rene makes a diving tackle, and Wharton is still being attended to down inside the 5-yard line. He has had a big day for California. Just made that catch and run. Had a 67-yard TD grab That in the second quarter. 5 catches, 156 yards, and a touchdown for Vic Wharton. But down right now.
I want you to watch the tackle right here, Curran, at North Carolina. I'm trying to circle it there. Number 71 is going to be downfield on this play. You see the blitz coming, and he's downfield blocking on a downfield throw. It's an illegal play, and he gets away with it. You know, the ball's thrown downfield. He's blocking. Now, you can block beyond the line of scrimmage if it's a screen, but they get away with one right there.
Here's a look at our Toyota game summary as Wharton is being helped off the field. For summaries of other ACC games, visit the Toyota Game Center on the ACC.com.
Oh, but the two quarterbacks have been outstanding. Now, not trying to disrespect Brandon Harris, but Chazz Surratt has been the more effective player. He's led him to, what, three touchdowns. 10 players have caught balls for California. That means they're spreading it around. And then the rushing, I think that Coach Fedora in the end of this, obviously like to get the W, will be excited about the fact they're running the ball pretty well.
Yeah, Surratt's TD pass, Dave, came in the third. That was a 4-yard touchdown pass to Thomas Jackson, who reached out for the pylon.
Well, the ACC has said that he was only 3 yards downfield blocking. And I mean, if you're blocking a guy that's in the coverage and they throw the ball in the area of the coverage, I'm not buying that. I'm not sure Larry Fedora will be overexcited about that when he sees it on tape.
This drive for Cal, Dave, 8 plays, 66 yards. And we're headed towards 3.5 minutes of possession, and we only have 3:39 on the clock and moving. First and goal, California. Handoff. And Weary got stopped. No gain.
Yeah, Donnie Miles, the safety, comes in the box area and knifes in to make the play. So, yeah, North Carolina, paramount for North Carolina now where the clock is. They have to hold Cal to a field goal. And the young quarterback will try to milk as much off the clock as he can.
Second and goal for Cal. Tar Heels need a defensive stand. Trailing by 4. And Weary carving his way down toward the goal line, just to the 1.
Boy, he's just a tough load of a guy to bring down, and Weary has been outstanding in these short yardage situations. I think he's only been tackled for no gain once today. Just continues to lean on that North Carolina defense. In Weary in the game here, Tom, I would expect something that's going to start out between the tackles. I don't think they want to run him on the perimeter here. North Carolina's got some speed defensively. Going to line him up in the pistol set here. If I was guessing, I'd expect him coming downhill.
Third and goal. To the goal line and in for the touchdown. And Weary scores from a yard out.
Again, downhill run within Weary. That's kind of what you had to expect if you were North Carolina. Andre Smith just didn't quite able to square him up. Number 10, he kind of gets him with his arm, and you're not going to stop that big guy if you can't head him up. Coach Justin Wilcox looks like he's on his way in his first game as the Cal Bear head coach to a W.
California burns over 5 minutes on the clock. 11 plays. They go 70 yards. And they add the extra point, and Weary with his 13th career rushing TD for Cal. And those fans that made the trip trading high fives on the far side of the field.
Well, think
that Cal bench.
Yeah, think if you're a Cal fan, you've been giving up 43 points a game on defense. You've given up 24 so far. Pretty good.
So again, Florida State plays Alabama tonight in Atlanta. Miami's closing in on a win today. Elsewhere in the ACC, Pittsburgh is leading Youngstown State also. There won't be a return from Carolina. We did have some ACC teams already post wins here in the first full week of college football. Wake Forest beat Presbyterian. Syracuse at home over Central Connecticut 50-7. And Boston College with a 23-20 win over Northern Illinois.
The theme here is pretty clear now for Chazz Surratt, who's going to be put into his first situation where he's got to try to move his team and score quickly.
Our 1st and 10 line presented by Cookout, serving fresh char-grilled hamburgers, 40 fancy milkshakes. North Carolina might have to get fancy in the final 156, Dave, if they're going to make up this deficit. 35-24. Sarat moves away from a tackle beyond the 30. And then close to the first down for Sarat.
And a bonus here, Sarat understands that the clock is stopped right now, so he wants to get the play call in as quickly as he can so they don't lose any time off the clock.
First down yardage for Sarat. Throw up to the 40. And lunging forward. Just short of the first down is Jordan Brown. 9 yards.
Now Cal playing off, playing zone, and they're going to give the short throws to Sarat here. Try to keep the clock rolling.
There's another one underneath to Brown, but that's a first down, Dave, so the clock will stop.
Yep, quick stop the clock. And Sarat understands the urgency here. Getting the plays called very quickly.
Sends that one out towards the sideline. Ratliff Williams, he steps out. It's another first down.
And he got out of bounds. Of course, now they don't have to be the urgency to get the ball snapped. They can kind of settle into the right play call here. Again, Cal has been playing zone so far. How far do they push the Bears before they decide to play some man coverage?
14 yards on the previous play from the 38 of California. They'll swing it out. Brown lunging down to the 36 or 7. Saffel on the tackle.
Well, that's where Brown has to understand that he's got to use his speed to get the sidelines. He's not going to gain very much anyway, but they get the clock stopped.
Second down, inside of a minute to go. Sarat, full. And the clock is going to continue to roll, but it's a first down, so the clock will stop. The initial indication from the official was to keep it rolling because Prohl stayed in bounds, and now a Cal player is seated at the 21-yard line.
Suffel, the edge rusher, I would assume this is probably cramps. It has heated up here in the second half.
That's the junior, Cameron Saffel. Led the team in sacks and tackles for loss last season. Was a defensive lineman last year, has moved to a linebacker spot.
Yeah, and when you talk about that, Tom, it's the change in philosophy. This is a base 3-4 team, and so he has the ability to play the edge in the 4-man line stuff when they go nickel. But this is a guy that they depend on heavily, DJ.
Yeah, you talk about Cameron Saffel. Interesting thing about him, he produces several funny parodies videos where he does the running man challenge, and it hit 40,000 views on YouTube. So I'm sure you guys will love to get in on that running man challenge soon as Saffel calls you up.
Probably be another rendition after this game if this score stays the same.
It will be a big Cal celebration should they be able to hold on to this lead, but Sarat wants to have something to say about it. Able to get away, has to just fling it out of bounds. And now we've got 36 seconds left.
Well, the thing that unfortunately for Sarat, he's in a position where he's going to have to take a chance. He's got to try to fit it into a tight window. He can't be overly patient here. Not enough time. 36 seconds left on the clock. They need 2 scores. So he's going to have to be willing to shoot it in there.
Pressure situation for the redshirt freshman. Trying to stir up something, trailing by 11. 36 seconds left. Second down. We'll heave it down towards the goal line. It'll be incomplete, looking for Cunningham.
Cunningham, big receiver on the outside. Good coverage by the secondary. Tartable, the safety. And also Cameron Bynum does a good job of high pointing the ball as well.
31 seconds to go. These two teams will meet to start the season next year, but they'll be in Berkeley, California for the home-and-home series. Surratt, sturdy pocket, into the end zone. And it's incomplete, back of the end zone. Roscoe Johnson, the intended target.
Just a three-man rush that time for Cal, so a lot of time for Sarat to try to figure this out. Just a little too tall for the throw in the end zone. But those are the shots Tommy's got to take now. He just doesn't have enough time to kind of pick and choose here. He's got to shoot the ball towards the end zone.
Don't forget the Victory Formation postgame show on the ACC.com. This is 4th down for North Carolina. Sarat chased out of there. Running for it. Sarat inside the 15. Very close to the marker.
Got to get over the ball and kill it right here. Oh, they burned a timeout.
That's a first down. It is a first down for North Carolina on the scramble by Sarat, and a timeout taken. So Sarat able to scramble and keep this game alive. With 17 seconds left on the game clock as North Carolina calls timeout. They've got that ball spotted at about the 12.5-yard line. Here's our performance of the game, brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. Ross Bowers, Dave, 4 touchdown passes, his first game as a Cal starter.
Well, and you think about what he came in with in his mindset. Obviously, a very confident kid, but he hadn't played. He played a series of downs at the end of the game against UCLA where he kind of tried to kill the clock. What a performance. I think the Cal fans have to be extremely excited at where they potentially could be at quarterback. The biggest uncertainty on this football team coming in, Bowers showed the arm strength, showed the patience. He got knocked to the ground. He's got knocked out, almost got knocked out on this play. 2 plays later, he does this. In pressure, reads the coverage, finds Wharton for the touchdown. Been very impressive and been very deserving of player of the game. Here's another play he creates on his own. Gets Laird the football for another big touchdown.
4 TD passes, one of 67 yards, one of 54 yards for Bowers. Sarat to the end zone. 2 flags are on the field as it appeared the receiver was dragged down, and now we've got tempers starting to boil. Thomas Jackson was the intended receiver. Looked like he was just pulled to the turf. I count 3 penalty flags out on the turf right now, maybe 4, Dave.
Yeah, it looked like he was tackled to the ground, which upsetting. It's a Carolina team that has a great, like a lot of teams, but great pride in trying to win at home, not to give any games away at home. This was a tough matchup. Cal was a hard team to prepare for. We talked to the coaches for North Carolina. They had to watch film for Texas A&M.
Holding. #1 defense. Half the distance to the goal line. That's an automatic first down.
They had to watch film of Texas A&M and Wisconsin for the defensive side, and Justin Wilcox. And they had to watch offensive stuff. They just tackled him all the way. There was no doubt. But they had to watch offensive film of Eastern Washington. They had to go all over the map as far as what film to watch to prepare for the game.
North Carolina last year was 7-0 with the halftime lead. They led 17-14 in this one. More flags are coming out. I don't like the direction this is going, Dave.
Well, they're tackling the receivers. They know that if they give up a pass interference call, it's not going to hurt them. And so it's that point where they'll take the penalty.
Well, that's Prohl and Bynum who got tangled up on that sequence.
And this is where you are. This is a big win, obviously, for Cal to come on the road. But yeah, I'm seeing him being tackled in the bottom of your screen there. And see, he's holding him all the way. Just mugging him all the way. Nothing he can do. And you wonder, when you get these situations, obviously it's just a penalty, but that's not in the spirit of the game. Tackling guys. I know you're trying to get a W. But you also put some of these offensive players in harm's way of not being expecting to be tackled or knocked to the ground when it's not, it's an illegal play. It's a penalty. So I'm sure Coach Wilcox is probably not a proponent of potentially what they're doing. And that'll be something they'll address. But good win for Cal. This has been a really good performance by young offense and the defense trying to improve.
Sarat diving for the end zone came up just short. But that will be the final play of the game. The Cal Bears have gone on the road to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to win this game. They have now won 4 in a row as far as season openers are concerned. And Cal can celebrate the victory 35-24, Dave, as they came on strong at the end of this game. Now let's just hold on 1 second.
It looked like Larry Fedora got a timeout at the end of that play on the Sarat run.
Put 1 second on the game clock.
So you heard that.
Thank you.
1 second on the game clock. Looks like Coach Fedora is going to suffer his first loss in a home opener as the head coach of North Carolina. Had been 5-0 in home openers.
So look at this discussion here on the sideline, talking to the players, making sure they handle themselves at class. It's a good job, good coaching by the Cal coaches right there. You know, let's win with class, and they do. But it's a nice reminder from coaching. It's good, solid coaching by the Bear coaches. Very exciting for a team. It's got a lot of youth playing for it to go on the road, travel clear across the country to get a win on the road.
Dave, you got to remember on that drive when they scored to Jordan Duncan on a 20-yard pass play, they converted 2 fourth downs in that drive. And it proved to be points they needed to get the win in Chapel Hill. Sarat stumbling, but does get to the end zone. It's a touchdown. On the last play of this game, Chazz Surratt gets to the end zone with guys hanging all over him.
North Carolina, I think you got a quarterback. That young man is just going to get better. He's a tough kid. He should have been tackled to the 5-yard line. He's being wrapped up there by a defensive lineman. Steps out of that and gets it in the end zone.
So Sarat throws a TD pass and runs for a touchdown, but it's Justin Wilcox and the Cal Bears on the road against Larry Fedora and the North Carolina Tar Heels, and Cal will win this game 35-30 as Sarat scored on the very last play of the game. But in the end, Dave, Cal has enough to win on the road.
Well, they do. It's a big win for Cal and Justin Wilcox to be on the road. But I think what we saw today are two teams that weren't sure what they had from a talent standpoint and potential star standpoint. I think both teams should be rest assured there are some players on offense who are going to make plays for them.
The first all-time meeting between Cal and North Carolina goes to the Bears 35-30 as we head back to our Charlotte studios.